Hello, Philadelphia! I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gargano Show!
Live from the Xfinity studio. Good morning. Good morning, Phillies. Happy Thursday to all across the Delaware Valley. Oh, my. Just like that, the Phillies are coming after you, Atlanta. The Fightins are storming from behind. Yet another 2-out rally to win it all, baby. 2 out, nobody on, and there it is. Schwarbaum comes in, works the walk, and then Derek Hill already has done more than Garcia. Derek Hill goes yard off the Lovelady. That's it, man. Big 2-run bomb to win it. The Phillies rally for 8 in the 9th 2 nights ago. And then 2 more, and the Phils, a pesky the Nationals are good. Like, they can hit, like we talk about it. But look at them Fightins. They're starting to come alive. And, when you have these games where you're winning late, especially, it doesn't get later than the Phillies winning with mounting two 2-out rallies. And now they're sniffing the Braves. Oh, Atlanta lost last night. I actually, after Derek Hill hit the home run, I put on the Padres Braves as background. And I was, I'm rooting Pods. Let's go Pods. And sure enough, the Padres beat Atlanta, and the Phillies are right there. All of a sudden, we got a race. What looked to be a runaway in the NL East is now up for grabs. Pretty cool, man. What a great, couple nights. And you survived the Nolan night, man. You know what's nuts with him? You see that team and you just know. First of all, he's going to give up at least 2 home runs, right? To left-handers. That's going to happen. And then can he dance through raindrops the rest of the start? And, they were able to dance through raindrops, right? And you got just enough against a horrific Nationals bullpen, and you pulled it out. That's a great win, man. Great win, especially coming after the 8-run rally 2 nights ago. And Derek Hill, all right, Derek Hill. Marsh, meanwhile, just doesn't stop hitting. What was he last night? I know at one point he was 3 for 3. 3 for 4 he finished. But he was 3 for 3 at one point. Marsh, the year that he's having, wow. I did not see this. 321. He's hitting 321. Wow. He's got a 507 slugging percentage. Bryce has a 511 slugging percentage. That's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Incredible stuff happening. And it's fun. It's going to add to, the rest of the summer. Now, here's the deal, because we talk about, what can happen between now and the playoffs. And the biggest thing would be to take and seize the NL East. If you can seize the NL East, and there you see it right there, 4.5. 4.5 is the number. You seize the NL East, and then, you're in it. We could talk. I know VG, and I'm curious to see what he says, because he's been down on the squad. Let's see if this lifted his spirits. Because you win the NL East, let's go. Milwaukee Dodgers. Again, I go back and I got Wheeler, I got Sanchez, and the Lizard. Let's go. 3. We're in a series. I'm throwing those 3 guys. I'm feeling good. And Duran last night, whiff. Nice. Morning, VG.
Oh,
Oh, D-Money in the house last night. How about that? I just saw a stat, dude. The Phillies are the only team in modern era to be down to their last strike with nobody on base in the ninth inning 2 games in a row and win both. Pretty crazy.
In modern era?
Yeah, the only team to be down to their last strike with nobody on base in the ninth inning 2 games in a row and win.
Wow, that's stunning to me. I'm shocked.
Well, that's that game the other night where they put up the 8th spot. You know, that's a mentality changer.
Yes.
You believe, you're going to believe all season that they can come back.
Right. Like, that's it. Like, once you do that,
yes,
there's something in your subconscious that allows you to go and believe.
We believe. Yeah, I mean, look at Marsh's splits right now. Versus left-handers, he's hitting 273.
I know.
Like, he's got no power, but that's fine.
Listen, that's great.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thrilled. He's having, and he should be an all-star.
Yes. I think currently he's the second most votes in the outfield.
Yeah, like he should be an all-star. Like, at this point, you know, I think he's done enough.
Yeah.
That he should, the game's here, right? He should be an all-star.
He doesn't have the power, but he is the only player in the National League hitting over 300 with more than 10 home runs. I mean, it's something. He's hitting over 300 in this league. Nowadays, what we're saying, the average is like the lowest since 1963.
No, and he's doing everything. Like, he'll get like an infield hit. He'll get, you know, slash one. You know what's funny about those two? Those three, the daycare, is I've always liked Stott. Like, Stott was always the one that I liked the most of the three.
All right.
Bohm was always the one that I liked the least.
Why? Poor Alec.
What do you mean, why?
Hey, what do you hate? He's like a 275 hitter in baseball. He's improved his glove work. I mean, aside from his personality.
I'm not looking at his personality. His personality's fine. I don't really care.
He's a little bit of a...
Yeah, I just don't like a 6'5" singles hitter. I mean, you'll never convince me.
Even if he hits 350 with 2 home runs a year, you hate him.
I'm just not into a guy that big that can't hit the ball out of the yard. I mean, that's just my belief system.
I know we act like he's like trash. He's not trash. He's an average, slightly above average player.
He's not above average.
I think he's
above average.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. What are you?
Slightly.
Now all of a sudden you go. See, this is what drives me nuts. You go from down here to now all of a sudden you're telling me Bohm is above average. For months you wanted to trade him.
Slightly above average.
You're saying he's above average.
Barely.
I don't care about slightly, but you're saying he's above average. You wanted him gone for months, and now all of a sudden he's above average.
He's always been above average.
He's not above average.
He's a career like 280 hitter.
Completely.
That's probably above average.
He's what?
Like a career 280 hitter.
That with no power.
All right, but still.
But still what?
Above average.
That's average.
Nah, average is like 255.
No. With no, you hit 275 with no power. That's an average ball player. It's an average ball player.
Otto Kemp's like an average.
Otto Kemp stinks. He's not average. Otto Kemp is well below average. What don't you understand about what is your mind looking at? That you go average, below average? I don't even understand it.
Because if the league
like
average is
you understand what's
227, he's
forget
at
about the league
275.
average. First of all, batting average doesn't even matter. I'm talking about as a ball player.
When you compare how he is to the rest of the league,
you
have to see what the average is of the rest of the league.
No. When you're looking, I follow the whole league.
Compared to Mike Schmidt, yeah, he stinks. I get it.
It's not compared to Mike Schmidt. It's compared to what you couple in.
Compared to,
oh my God,
Eugenio Suarez. He's got better stats than Eugenio Suarez.
You're already starting. It's 9 out of 10. I want to talk. Let's go to Wawa Hoagie Hangout. Yes.
Yeah, let's go.
It's Wawa's Hoagie Hangout. We love you, Wawa.
There are
thank you, Wawa.
There are 2 kids.
Thank Jules. Thank Wawa.
I gotta find out.
We could actually just put isn't there a match that you can watch right now? Isn't there something going on?
I gotta say
in the World Cup,
Julia, these kids, Pat and Angus, they're like 22 years old. They're the cutest kids from England, and they're documenting their tour. Wawa blew their minds. They did like 3 reviews of Wawa. They're like doing breakfast food there. They're like, oh, 9 out of 5, 9.5, 9.2. The hoagies. I got to send you them eating their hoagies or something.
That's great. That's really good.
Yeah.
Well, because here's the thing, like the Wawa experience is unlike anything else in the world. The only thing that is a comp, and it's completely on another level, a different kind of thing, is the auto grills on the autostrada and along the highways in Italy.
Okay.
And they're crazy because they do like hot pasta, like, you know, it's Italy, so they have that. Nowhere in the world do you have something like Wawa, where you have all the great snacks and all the great food items.
Yes.
And you could get gas, and you like it's a genius. Like when you think about, I'm at Wawa every day, right? And you think about the genius of Wawa. It's freaking brilliant. Like there's a million people, and I know the people, right? Like,
Yeah.
So your neighborhood Wawa is like a hangout. Like, hey, I'm the Phil's list. Guys, I'm getting my coffee. Hello. And the guy goes, how about the Phillies? I go, they're back, buddy. Right? You know, and like, this is where we congregate. It's the life's water cooler.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. So if you, I don't know if they're on Instagram, but TikTok, if you have it, it's Pat and Angus World Cup Tour. They did 5 days in Philly. They do like they're so like just them experiencing. Wow,
yeah, it's cool,
it's
man.
Hysterical.
Yeah, I think that's all. I love that. I absolutely love it.
And the one thing we don't understand too, they come here. I forget where they went to eat. They got a pint. Oh, they went to Dim Sum Garden. They get a pint of Modelo, and they're like,
they don't have beer at the
Dim Sum Garden, the new one.
Oh, the new one does.
Up on maybe they do because they're
the old one didn't have it.
Yeah, and they're just like $6 for a pint. Can't beat it. You can't beat it because beer's expensive over in Europe. So they're coming over here.
Wait a second. Beer's expensive? No, it's not. In
Europe? Yeah.
Or maybe in
I always felt like in England and Scotland, beers were expensive.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Italy, they weren't.
Well, do they have good beers there?
Yeah. What do you know? God, you're already on my nerves.
Don't get me started. I found a new recipe. There's a chef who does recipes. I don't know if it's acceptable or not. He's an Italian guy.
I don't care.
He throws pasta with tomatoes and tuna. You do tuna in your pasta?
Well, that's an old dish.
Okay, there you go. I'm learning.
Tuna pasta is an old dish.
Yeah, I didn't know. I've never thought to put. Now I can tell pagan, no chicken nuggets. Throw some tuna and olive oil in there.
Okay.
What? Where did I go wrong there?
Just,
what am I supposed to have? Seared steaks of tuna?
Whatever. Just enjoy. Throw your chicken nugget pasta. You're a lost cause. There's nothing that your palate is horrendous.
This is a fine. I'm drinking cucumber watermelon juice right now.
I'm a big fan of the watermelon juice.
It's great for hydration.
Watermelon juice. Like, in fact, that should be a thing. Not watermelon flavored.
No,
but watermelon juice
is phenomenal.
So in I hate to bring it up again, but in Puglia they have it, right?
Watermelon juice?
Yes.
Yeah.
At breakfast.
Ooh, that would be great at breakfast.
Dude, it's
by the water.
It's the greatest thing in the world. It's why it's my happy place, right? It's cheap. The place is cheap, right?
Yeah.
Like food is cheap. Everything, it's all cheap, and you're right on the water in the sun. And so these hotels, these Airbnbs, they have these like boutique little hotels, right? Mm-hmm. Where the people live in there basically run it, right? So they're kind of like a bed and breakfast, I guess. Anyway, they all have breakfast, and like they do breakfast up top on the veranda.
Ooh.
Right? Because they all have like rooftop decks.
Yeah.
So they do breakfast up there. And there's, maybe there's 5 rooms, right? And then they put out the breakfast. And it's always like fresh fruit. It's the prosciutto, like the meats, piece of bread, maybe some sweets. It's simple.
Yeah.
And then they do the fresh orange juice
and
the fresh watermelon.
Are watermelons abundant there?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. It's where I found my favorite cocktail. It's a watermelon cocktail.
All right.
It's the watermelon with tonic. They mash up the watermelon, blend it with tonic, lime, and your choice of. I get gin, but you can do vodka.
All right. That sounds very refreshing.
And it's just outrageous. It's the best summer drink out there. But the watermelon juice, you want to talk about feeling great.
Well, Mr. Reginald Esteban says add some fresh basil to your watermelon juice and it's delicious.
Oh, yeah. I can see that.
Yeah.
I could totally see that.
Yeah.
You know, I could totally. Like that. Like, I love the watermelon. The watermelon's the great. I'm a lemon number one. But then I in my drink, I do the lemon watermelon cocktail.
All right.
Which is my favorite. Like, all my stresses go away. Like my week of working with you, if I have one of those, the stresses just melt.
Yeah. Let me know what happens, so I'll text you just to fire you up.
And I have I have a mug. It's not even a mug, it's a glass.
A beer stein.
It's a glass, dude. And it's shaped.
How big? It looked like a 40 ounce.
Oh, yeah. Hands on. I got it at my boys got it for me for Father's Day one year. It's the shape of a football.
What? Your mug is?
Yes. I have to have a picture of it.
Of course it is.
Right? It's the shape of a football, and it's monstrous. Right?
It's like a punch bowl with a handle.
Yes. It's like this. It's like this. It's like that, right?
Yeah.
With a handle and shaped like a football.
All right.
And and really it's like 4 drinks in one. And I fill it up with ice. I got the watermelon.
You gotta take a picture of this.
I get the gin.
When you're having a drink,
I gotta find it.
You gotta send us a picture of this.
It's the greatest. It's the greatest.
Yeah, look, I saw a thing too. Stott runners in scoring position. Average, he's 7th. Slugging, he's 3rd. OPS, he's 3rd in all of baseball. It's like old Stoddard.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're starting to hit. Like, you get a game where Harper or Schwarber's not playing. The rest of the team's starting to hit. I'm disappointed. They should have hit Palmquist and Micklos a little bit earlier in the game. Those guys stink.
Well, Palmquist is one of those lefties that. Here we go. I got it. I got it. Yeah.
Sticks a whole watermelon in it.
Yes, it is. Look, I'll send it to Julia.
That whole half watermelon behind it. It's bigger than that.
Yeah, I'll send it to Jules. It's the fact that you can hit. If they can win, now I'll ask you because
I did the same thing you did. As soon as the game was over, pulled out my app, casted the Padres game to my TV, watched the other Padres game.
I like. Here's the thing. Baseball's going away, all right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how long. I want to say that cooler heads will prevail, but I don't know.
I don't think so. I think
I want to say that at some point, as long as I don't care if it starts late, just don't blow out the season. Like, you can't have next summer no baseball.
Well, you do half a season. No All-Star game, and then they start.
Whatever. As long as they don't cancel the year.
Right.
Like, you can't cancel the season. But my hope is that it gets rectified. In the interim, there's my drink. Like,
there's a half watermelon behind it. It's larger than that.
That's my drink. That drink is, see the lemon in there?
Yeah.
That drink is one of the greatest drinks ever.
Oh, we got some Nutella back there?
I use a thing of healthy pour of gin, and I'm good.
Got to, yeah.
Like I'm good. Little tonic, lemon juice.
Are you picky about your gin, or just any gin you'll throw it in there?
No, I like my gins. Yeah, I do. I
should have figured.
There's a
can't have the Alec Bowman gins in that house.
No
way.
I like my Gray Whale. I like my Gray Whale.
Is that what it's called? Gray Whale?
That's a great gin.
All right.
I'm a Bombay man, you know.
Oh, yeah. I can see
sometimes I do my what's it called? What's the British one? Which is very Hendrix. Thank you. Yeah.
Wayne likes, yeah.
Yeah, Hendrix is a good gin.
All right.
And then I have my Italian gin, Amalfi.
There's an Italian gin?
Yes.
Solid?
Delicious. And it's infused with lemon.
It's
Sicilian.
already in there. Oh, that's your deal.
Yeah, that's my thing.
Can you mix a gin with a limoncello?
No.
No?
No. Limoncello is not supposed to be mixed with anything. You're supposed to drink that straight.
Can you throw a little in and mix it up? No. All right.
No, you're supposed to drink that straight.
All right.
Chilled and straight. Sip it.
All right.
All right.
Mr. Reginald says, you got reptiles in the house. He said, watermelon's great for reptiles, too.
Really?
If you know, you know. That's what he said.
Oh, well, Anthony.
You and the reptiles could hang out eating some watermelon.
Anthony feeds, was it grapes? I don't know. There's something that I'm not up on Rango's diet, but Anthony, the lettuce and everything else, like Uguay the turtle. By the way, Uguay the turtle just rolls all day long.
What, around the house?
No, he's got his tank, but he's always active.
Do you have it? Oh, because I have a friend. I just saw this. I have a friend who's got a turtle.
I swear to God, they know.
Like a wire scrub brush in there. I've seen them. The turtles love scrubbing, like rubbing their shells on like hard brushes.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That's good. That's good. Turtle knowledge.
I'll send you a video so you can see
I'll
it. So I'll
set
it up. Those things live to be like 100.
By the way, I don't know if it's me, but I mean, like I say good morning to, like, we have all the pets, right? Like the dogs are the dogs, right? The skink, who's like this big, he looks like an alligator.
What is skink?
That's the lizard.
It's a lizard?
Yeah.
Right.
It's a skink. It's like this long.
What? Like 3 feet long?
It's huge. Skink's a monster, right? I'm afraid of it, right?
I would be too.
But, all kidding aside, I go in, oh, good morning, Rango. I go, Rango. And it comes out.
Oh, he acknowledges you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, he looks at you. I'm like, my man.
We got to get video of this.
No, everybody, Rango, like, I swear to God, they know you.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
I feel bad for him because I want to, like, you want to hang out. Like,
right.
Does
he ever run in the yard?
Run?
Like, let him go free in there?
Nah, I don't think you can. It's not their habitat.
I mean, if you have a fence.
Nah. You get lost in the grass? No.
How high's your grass?
Whatever, but it's grass. No, it's not, it's not Wrigley Field.
You get lost in the grass.
Well, but again, it's on the ground, like, whatever.
Right.
I don't think so. Listen.
I don't know anything about reptiles having them, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. My
Larry backyard, they want to tour the Gargano Zoo.
I'll do that. I'll do that for the show this week. We'll do the whole tour.
Let's meet the pets.
The turtle.
Meet the pets.
Yeah.
Meet the pets.
Yeah, meet the pets.
Yeah, let's go.
This is the pets we like.
Yes.
You met Juno.
Yes. Adorable.
Yeah, she's my girl.
Yeah.
Do you feel excited now?
I'm interested. I mean, they still got to add stuff, but yes, I'm excited. I'm interested. 4.5. Now we're talking. But they got to close out the next few games because the Braves got some easy teams coming up. So this is the chance. We got to finish off the Nats and win 2 or 3 of the Mets.
Well, we got Sanchez. So, Sanchez going tonight. I feel great about that.
Yes.
And then you go beat up the Mets. The Mets stink.
2 or 3 of the Mets because the
Mets are trash.
Braves go Giants, Cards, Mets, Pirates.
They traded Peterson to the Cubs.
Yeah.
They're done. They're about to have a fire sale. There's nothing better than see them just implode.
Love it.
It's Thursday. That means we got our boys. The great Kevin Negandhi. My main man.
Doing great work with the draft.
Killing the draft.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be talking Philon. You know how I feel about Philon. I'm loving that. I love that pick.
There's a narrative out there of talking heads, experts nationally being like, great pick, terrible fit. I don't know how you watch them and don't see that they needed another guard.
But here's the thing. Terrible fit for what? Like, what are your expectations? See, here's the point the experts are missing. It's not about for this year, like he's a piece to go become a contender. This is about now getting talent as you work through those bad contracts and work through this aged roster.
Even if you think contending for next year. It was obvious they didn't have enough guard depth. So, I mean, I don't see how you could say either way. Whatever your view is, I think it's a good pick.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like if you're talking about a contender, but they're not a contender, so it's moot. Kevin will join us. Pat will join us. We'll talk to Devon. We'll talk to our man Jared Micklos. USA plays today. Nothing really on the line today for USA.
No.
They've won the group.
Yeah. Chill. Everybody chill.
So what do? You just play
defensive.
Yeah.
Get the subs in. Get a draw. Move on.
Pulisic, you get to rest him all the time. Do you play him?
I think you got to play him a little bit,
like
right?
just to get a feel?
Yeah. Play him for half. Pull him out.
We'll see what Jared says. He's going to join us coming up. You, how did you do yesterday?
We crushed early, and then we got a little full of ourselves late.
I said to you, who did you go after?
We went
Mexico.
Well,
you went against Mexico.
Everyone said they're resting half, they're going to be rotating their subs in.
You went against Mexico with slop team?
The Czechs just came in. No heart.
The Czechs.
No heart at all.
Where you went rice Czechs.
I'm a big Pilsner fan, so you know.
And I said, what did I say to you? Icarus flying too close to the sun.
We knew going in. I said, let's go. Let's just roll it. We had a good early slate. Let's go.
All right. Well, we got our man Kevin Negandhi coming up. We love our boy Kevin. But first, how about we do a word from our friends? How about we talk about, yes, tonight, Sanchez on the Hill, right? Plus, World Soccer Fever continues all over the United States. Enjoy it on the BetPark Sportsbook online casino app. Curacao, Ivory Coast today in South Philadelphia. Top 2 teams in each of the 12 groups advance to the round of 32, which starts on Sunday and then goes through July 4th. Among the teams, here we go, USA, Brazil, Mexico. You can get skin on the game for the whole tournament. You got all kinds of odds, boosts, you name it. And right now, new customers get 500 spins on the new slot game. Go, 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 collect them. Plus, up to $500 casino bonus back. If you're down the first 24 hours, betparks.com has all the details. Got to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. Gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now let's talk about your Wi-Fi, all right? Let's talk about the masters of Wi-Fi, Xfinity. The 5-year price guarantee is so awesome, right? You get Xfinity's Wi-Fi and you're keeping it the same price for 5 years when everything in the world goes up, right? And this is ridiculously intelligent Wi-Fi. Finds and fixes problems before you notice them. It's like Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Lets you stream the game even when the whole family's online. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. No annual contracts, no hidden fees. Xfinity's best equipment included. You take it from me, a lot changes in 5 years, right? Like records are broken, championships are won, kids grow bigger than you. Your Wi-Fi should stay the same and stay put. Lock in your price, unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more. Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply, select plans only. All right. We got our man? Yeah. Let's go. Kevin Negandhi.
Hometown hero. Hometown hero. Kevin Negandhi. From Devon to ESPN.
Oh, good morning, master of the draft. I think you're muted.
Good morning. How we doing, Ann? How we doing, VG?
What are you doing, buddy? Great work as always.
Awesome work.
I appreciate it. That first round is a beast, but it was a good time. I thought the Sixers at 22 got incredible value. I thought Koa Pete would be fantastic. But if Philon's on the board, you take Philon and you say, yes, we need guards. You can't get enough scoring, especially where this team was. And of course, the Jared McCain trade, you need guards. You need young guards that know how to score.
And
that's all.
He's a lead guard. I feel like You don't have a lead guard on the roster. You didn't have one last year. It's why you had to go get Campaign because
You're right. You're right.
you know
100%, 100% right about the whole thing. They'll be undersized, but if you know how to play and you could score,
it's a guards
honestly,
league.
yes, it is. It's a shooters league, right? Can you score? Find a way. Can the second unit come in and get some energy? You get the best guy on the board at 22. That's what you do.
Yeah, and I guess so much has to do with how you look at it. See, I look at them and I go, all right, they're not a contender, and this thing is all about life after the big two contracts, right? After Joe and after
Yeah.
Paul George. And you're got a head start. This isn't a process. It's process light, if you want to call it, because you have a head start with Edgecombe and Maxey. And the Philon's perfect. Like, you got a true lead guard who's only going to get bigger and stronger. And he showed you he could shoot the ball. He shot 40% from three. He knows how to. He's 6'2.5" with his bare feet, so it's not like he's 5'10". Like the kids can play ball, man. That's why I love it.
I agree, and I think the timeline, especially with the Paul George contract, is wait another year because then I'll have a year left, and then that contract is tradable. And speaking of trade, LaMelo Ball just got traded to the Timberwolves.
Wow.
For Naz Reid and some draft picks. So that'll be interesting.
Why is that? Why? I thought Charlotte played really well down the stretch.
I don't know. It could be about fit. Could be about where the way that team. Listen, they've got Brandon Miller and you got Con Knipple.
Yeah.
That's what you only have one basketball.
Yeah.
And LaMelo wants the basketball. I think for Minnesota, you need another scorer. There's a reason why they got rid of Julius Randle, clear up some money. And now losing Naz Reid, I think, plays a role. But they view McDaniels, Anthony Edwards, and now LaMelo as their big three. McDaniels it was going to be a 1-2 punch. Jaden McDaniels and Anthony Edwards. Now you bring in Ball. And now you have scores. The West is insane, man. Like,
dude, the West is awesome. It's an incredible conference. Like, look at Dallas.
Dallas, especially with Kyrie coming back. What the Spurs did with their two draft picks.
Yeah.
What the Thunder did to get just bigger. I'm telling you, man. I understand that what the Knicks did, and this was the window for the Knicks, man. Like, this was the window because the Celtics are going to be 100% healthy. Who knows what happens with Jaylen Brown? We'll see what Indiana looks like. Like, now was the time in the East to do something, and they did.
Yeah, let's go through the team. So you obviously the top two teams are awesome. Is Denver going to get Jaylen Brown?
That's an interesting question. So the issue with I think with the Nuggets is that they just weren't healthy, man. Like, if you're banking on Murray and Jokic and Murray's not healthy on the floor, that's really tough, man. And they got squeezed out when they had the championship team. They lost a lot of key role players over the last few years. So they just got to stay on the floor, and Murray can't stay on the floor healthy. And Aaron Gordon wasn't the same player. He wasn't healthy. So the Nuggets window is just like, it is dramatically closing. I thought it was a mistake when they fired Malone. I didn't understand that because I think he's a fantastic coach. But sometimes, your messaging can get a little boring, and it could just repetition over and over again. Then you want to move on. So I just think the Timberwolves realize that this window right now with Anthony Edwards is like this, and if you don't capitalize over the next 2 years, what he's going to want out. He's going to be like, I'm done. Get me somewhere else where we can win.
It's just a gauntlet. I don't know how you. First of all, I don't know how you beat OKC or San Antonio because
Nope.
both those teams are super teams. And
Yep.
then you got, you look around the conference and it's really good. Why are the Celtics? What is it? Just those two can't exist, and Jaylen Brown just it makes too much noise. Like, why in such a hurry to get rid of him?
I don't know if they're in a hurry. I think it's just fit. Like, I don't think, Jalen's very outgoing. He's not shy. Jalen saw that, hey, I could take over this team. I think Jalen's always had a chip on his shoulder that he's been overlooked and disrespected. And everybody just has assumed through the years that it is Jason Tatum's team. Now, Tatum carries himself that way. Tatum has been a prodigy from the beginning. Brown has had to earn everybody's respect. And then you have that little chip on. I can do a lot of things. Like, did you guys forget what I did in the NBA Finals?
I mean, I
And
love
Tatum-
Jaylen Brown, man. I gotta tell you,
I agree.
I think he's a great ball player.
And then Tatum gets hurt, and Brown, if Tatum doesn't come
carried
back.
them.
So think about this. If Tatum doesn't come back, you can make a strong case that Brown could have won MVP last year.
Yes.
And I think his comments got misconstrued. I thought the timing of his comments were not well played out and well thought out. But his timing of his comments, like within a day of losing the final 3 games in that series against the Sixers, and then saying this was his favorite year. I think he could have said that a couple weeks later.
Yeah.
Instead of, giving people the ability to say, well, let's connect the dots here. Like, what?
Yeah.
How could you say that after you just, had a collapse? So there's a lot of money too. I mean, both those guys are $50+ million dudes. There's a lot of money committed to those guys. And so I thought for sure that he was going to Miami. I mean, he was going to Milwaukee, and Giannis was going to Boston. Then I saw the package that Miami put together, and it makes complete sense because I don't think Milwaukee wants to deal with, in a couple of years, Jaylen Brown wanting to leave again. I think Jimmy Hassan, the owner of the Bucks, just is like, I don't. I mean, they just moved Myles Garrett of the Browns. And I think he's like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to have guys that are here for 2 years and then we got to move on that don't want to be here. I'm not saying Myles Garrett was that way, but like where the team is in the team building with the Browns and with the Bucks, I think he wants to start ground zero with the Bucks. And now we have assets and we can build a little bit around Hero.
Yeah, I get that. I also look at Miami and I know you got Bam and Giannis, but you got nothing else.
You know what that is, Ant? So that's going to be a lot of, hey, you better score for Miami. You better score more than 100 points because like they're going to hold teams that are around 95 to 98 points. They'll get a lot of guys on potentially the minimum, how they built the whole LeBron team. Hey, South Florida, no taxes. Come over here. Be a part of something. You already collected some money, take it for a little bit cheaper here and let's run. And I think that's kind of how they view things because you're right. Like the inside play against Miami is going to be tough. Good luck trying to find your way through Giannis and Bam. Good luck. But who's on the outside? I mean, they got Wiggins, they got Davion Mitchell, who I like as well. That'll be a defensive-minded team. I
mean, that's Spoelstra. That's what they do anyway. They play D. They D up.
Yes.
I mean, that's what you look at. I mean, how Boston reshapes is going to be fascinating because,
Yep.
The East is. I mean, you think about it. Would you go Miami 1 or Boston 1, Knicks 2? If those three teams in any particular order, and then I mean,
you're forgetting about one team. I think the Pistons are going to do something. I think the Pistons trading Stewart. Like I think the Pistons are trying to land somebody big. The hot rumor was that the Lakers had to give Austin Reeves that 4-year, $185 million deal because the Pistons were knocking on the door and creeping around.
Creeping
I
around.
felt bad.
Wow.
I felt bad for Cade. I felt really bad because
Yeah, he's a
his
great ball
number
player.
2, Duran, was not good for him in the playoffs. Duran got exposed. Duran lost tens of millions of dollars in the
I
playoffs.
know. I
Hey,
feel bad for him. He just came home last week. He's been working out. He's been working out at Temple.
He's like, dude, he's a dude.
I know.
And he could give you 19 and 10. And it was like one of those, dude, like, come on now. You got to help Cade. Now, I'll give you another team. The Hawks are pretty darn good. Like, when they got rid of Trae Young, Jalen Johnson and Kuminga, they can run the floor with CJ. They're good. So they're young.
Yeah. I like that.
I'm
I like
jealous.
their trade with what did they get? Nickel Anderson,
Yes.
he's a good ball player. Minnesota missed him.
They did. You're 100% right. The sumo there's a reason why they had Julius Randle couldn't give them anything, and they had to get the sumo under contract, so they had to clear some money out. But I'm telling you, man, the thought process by it feels like 15 teams is we have to try to win now. The window is now to win. It doesn't feel like 8 teams. It feels like 15 to 20 teams. We've got to win now.
What happens to LeBron? Does he go to Cleveland?
I don't know.
Well, I wanted to ask you,
everybody,
you mentioned the Pistons. Windhorse is reporting that the Pistons are going to pursue LeBron and Kawhi. Like, are they delusional? Would either of those guys go to Detroit?
Yeah, I honestly, I think so. I'd be fascinated if LeBron went to Detroit because it feels like LeBron would be, considering how well the guy played at 41 in the spring. He would be one of those missing pieces for the Pistons.
Yeah.
Especially putting him around Cade.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, LeBron's IQ, man. He is, I know all the debate with the GOAT and him and Michael.
Yeah,
LeBron's IQ, he is a top 5 basketball player of all time when it comes to IQ.
Yes.
You can't question his IQ on anything and understanding things. If you give him a season with Cade, that's just the acceleration for Cade's growth skyrockets.
No, it's nuts, man. The Lakers are just going to be, they just can't compete. You can't compete out there. And I like Portland's got a nice little squad. You got these teams that aren't bad.
We haven't even talked about the Rockets. And Kevin Durant. Who knows what we're gonna get from that? And who knows? So there's all these.
Sengun's a good ball player. He's a real good ball. Sengun is a good.
Sengun's a really good ball player.
Yeah.
Hey, we haven't talked about some of these teams that are snipers. And I say snipers like you don't think about them, and then boom, in the first round, holy cow, they're going to take us to 7 games, and now I'm exhausted. We haven't even talked about the Raptors, right?
Right.
These are all snipers that can bring you down or get hot on a run with a matchup, and somebody's hurt in the second round, and they can take a bit. There's a lot of those type of teams.
It's interesting because the league, when I think about the league, the regular season last year was just awful, right? Yeah. And then as the first round of the playoffs, whatever. And then it started to get great, right? You know what I mean? Then it started to get awesome. And then I started to look at the rosters. I'm going, man, the league's interesting, man. There's a lot of good schemes. If they could just figure out a way to make that regular season matter, it would be they would be back.
Hey, Ed, it's all 2 words. And if we had figured this out, you and I would be in New York City working for the NBA. Load management.
Yeah.
That's why the regular season is the regular season. And you're like, those dreaded 2 words, man. But in the playoffs, there's no load management.
Right.
Let's go, right? And there was a little tweak to the playoff schedule. Hurt the Sixers, but I think played a huge role with the pending World Cup schedule. You were not seeing 2-3 day gaps in a series. You were like every other night.
Right.
Boom, boom.
Right.
Especially as we were getting deep in the playoffs. It was every other night. And there was juice. Unless they were traveling, which I understand you build in a couple days, but it was like every other night you're playing. And I think that's really good in keeping the momentum of the series and the conversations going.
All they got to do it. I mean, and they'll never do it, but all they really have to do is just lop off a portion of the season, just like a regular season. Like just get rid of like 10 games.
And they will never do it. And I know because there's too much money for the owners. But and I know if they cut it to like 65 games, right? You take 17 games off, right? They're still going to have teams and players that are going to only play 40 games.
I know. You're right. You're right. You're right. Which drives me, and you don't know how to put the mentality that it's like a before and after. It's almost like BC and AD, right? Like the mentality, and I guess it was archaic thinking, and I get the physicality that today with the pace which they play with today leads to that stuff. But I mean, sometimes like you just got to go play ball. Like let the chips fall where they may. Like let's go. I agree. Just load manage with everything until
and then say it's a switch, right? Then hey, we're gonna be ready now. It just doesn't work that way.
Yeah, man. I'm with you. I'm with you. Phillies, buddy. Are you excited? 2 wins with 2 outs in the 9th. 2 come from behind wins. Last night, it's Hill going yard. 8 runs the night before. They're 4.5 behind Atlanta, brother.
How about that? That's the 4.5 behind Atlanta. You know what I love about this recent run is it's not just 3 dudes. I love that everybody in the lineup is contributing, especially the last 2 nights, that they found a way with everybody in the lineup, finding a way. And you're not just sitting there and saying, well, Conchora hit a home run. No, it is other guys stepping up. And that is the key. That is it. You cannot, it's the thing that drove me crazy. You cannot rely on the top 3 and just say, they'll carry us. Yeah, you need, look at the Dodgers in the playoffs. It wasn't just Shohei, Mookie, and Freddie. There were a heck of a lot of other guys that played a critical role in winning many of those games, especially with their backs against the wall. So I think that it's the contributions of everybody. And how about Marsh? We've been so critical through. He deserves all the credit in the world, as well as the skipper. We're letting them play. My only concern right now, and I didn't actually have that big of a concern coming into the season.
Bullpen.
Yes, to get the ball to Duran. Like, who's getting the ball to Duran? Like, that is.
You got to call Ryan Madsen.
Oh my God, that would be amazing. Right? They need a Ryan Madsen without question.
Need a bridge, man. Where the bridge is out. We gotta have a bridge.
Out. Especially when you're getting 5-6 from our guys in the front of the rotation.
So I have a bridge. I have a bridge concept.
Okay.
You know what my bridge concept is?
I think I have an idea.
Gage Wood.
I'm all for it. And maybe that's where we're trending into September. Maybe that's where get the experience, figure it out. Maybe, and then boom, you see that freaking velocity come at you and how he attacks and his experience. Like, maybe that's what we're going with. Maybe that's the thing that they have that at the table and you're like, all right, I got the Joker. I'm gonna pop it out now.
I think because I keep looking at it, my fear is they don't have enough to go get, like, if Chapman is on the market, they're not getting Chapman. They don't have enough to get him, right?
They don't.
So,
They
like,
don't.
we're talking about a right-handed bat. You know what you're getting, Taylor Ward, right? Like, that's what you're getting. So, like, what do you do? Because your point's correct. What do you do in the that seventh, eighth that you're going to, like, in the playoffs, you could pencil in Wheeler Sanchez for at least 6, most likely 7. Who pitches the 8th inning, right? Like, that's what you're going to have to figure it out.
Yes, that's it. That's it. And you know what? You don't have freaking the magic of Ranger. Hey, can you come in here and just be the guy? Like, you don't have that. So I'm 100% with you. But you know what? It's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Especially where they're at right now in the series that they got in front of us. It's a good problem to have. It is just very satisfying to see the Philadelphia fans show up in DC and how loud they are. I mean, that 9th inning, the last 2 nights, and hearing the roar of the crowd, it's just satisfying, considering as a entire Philadelphia fan base and what they went through in that Knicks series, where we're invaded by Knicks fans, and what we've seen over the last few years with Mets fans coming to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
It was one of the Nats players saying they just want to beat the Phillies more than any other team because there's so many Phillies fans in the crowd.
And they haven't, and that guy is a closer, I think, or he's a reliever, and they haven't won the last 2 nights because of their bullpen after those.
So they've
comments.
blown like 26 save opportunities.
Said that the Lovelady?
23. Hey, would you guys?
How about that? 20. They blow. Can you imagine the state of our town? Because the Nats are like middling around 500, and you blow 23 saves.
Right.
Can you imagine the mental, like, where we would be as an entire city watching this baseball team?
Well, that's the thing. Their lineup is great. Like, they Abrams stud, Wood is a stud,
Woods,
Garcia, right?
Yep.
Like Vivas, like they got Lyle. Cruz, Mead hit a home run. Like that's a good team. It's a good lineup. They can rake. Their pitching is
good young team.
Horrendous.
Yep.
Yeah.
Would you guys trade Gage Wood for Chapman?
I mean, yes.
I don't know what I don't know what the contract looks like right now and how many years left.
He's done after this, isn't he?
It's a rental.
Yeah, it's a rental.
I don't know. I would not do it.
Not for a rental. But I would do it for, like, if I was going to
2
sign him.
years. Yeah. If you can hold that again, the window is 2 to 3 years.
That's it. That's why.
I don't want to do this again next year. Right. I don't want to do this again next year. Where we're like, hey, same question: who we patching in? That's fine.
I love the kid. I want to keep the kid if I could, because I think I could use him. Like, I think I could. It's funny, we're talking, like, Chapman's ridiculous, right? Like, if you had Chapman, Duran, I mean, I don't know how you say no, but Gage Wood could be. He's just got fire, man. Like,
he's got the mindset too.
That's why he's my answer. Like, I have him penciled in. They need somebody late innings. That's really it.
I kind of like that a lot. You're selling me on this as we continue to talk, and now I really like it.
Yeah, I think it works. Like, do you think when you look at their lineup, now they're hitting a little bit, but again, it's the Nats, right? It's the bad teams, the Mets. Where are you at with the lineup itself? Like I said the same exact thing you said about Marsh, I said about Marsh. So we see it the same way. Do they have enough up and down?
I do not think they have enough up and down because, again, you get hot, you get really hot, and then all of a sudden when we get cold, it feels like it's a virus. The entire team is cold. So I like that's the
spit out my coffee.
I'm sorry, but it really is when they're all when like 3 or 4 guys are cold, it feels like everybody is cold except one guy. that'll be the window where Bohm hits when 88 guys don't hit.
Mr. Above
right?
Average.
So, what's that?
Our debate today was, is Alec Boehm above average?
To what? What specifically are we?
Mr. Above Average.
To other third baseman. What's out there in the National League? You
He's
look at
not
the third
above
baseman in
average.
the National League. Is he above average?
No.
I mean, like if you're comparing him to Bichette, if you're comparing him
Sure.
to Bregman,
Sure.
yeah, okay.
Arenado, sure.
Listen, if you by
It doesn't. We're talking about this year.
no, he's not an above average player. He's not. He's not an above average. You can't have a guy who hits for no power be an above average player. I'm sorry. No.
With his size,
Thank you.
they're dying to have him hit. I mean, if he could just hit and find if he hit and find the alleys, and just be the doubles guy like he was a couple years ago, leading into the All-Star break, he was fantastic. It was like that 2-month run going into the break, he was unbelievable. And this offense, it was like, yes, this clicks. We've been waiting for it. We're still waiting. We're waiting to be completely unlocked, like we're seeing with Marsh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just for sake of information, he's third in the National League amongst third basemen in home runs and RBIs.
Okay, can you tell me those two numbers?
9 home runs and 41 RBIs.
And what's he batting? What's his batting average?
He's at 227 right now. It's about power. Anthony just says it's about power. He's got the third best power stick.
Again, it wasn't third base. You somehow said third baseman.
Yeah,
You said
above average third baseman.
No, you said to me he's an above average ball player. He's not an above average ball player. He's not.
All right, he's above average third baseman this year.
Get the hell out of here. All right, stop.
Listen, the numbers don't lie.
Hey, wait a second.
Hey, don't lie.
We're 4.5 games behind the Braves. Come on.
Right.
Let's go.
We got the third best baseman in the National League. Let's go.
VG's just
dude, every day. I want to leap. I want to dive out of the 7th floor window.
He's got the third most home runs
every day. It's like, well, imagine, you ever
most RBIs all of June.
Have a conversation with a drunk guy, and you're like, "Oh, get me out of here." That's how I feel every day.
There's a lot of bad third basemen. He's above average in the National League.
Fellas, I got to wrap it up because I have the gas company outside. All right,
buddy.
So
we love you.
Appreciate you, fellas.
We'll talk to you later this weekend, okay?
You got it, buddy.
All right,
Talk
buddy.
to you.
See you. You chased him away. You chased Kevin away. And I don't blame him. I would be running too. I mean, he's like, listen, fellas, I got to go. I can't have this ridiculous conversation about Alec Boehm being above average. You have had a sour attitude over the Phillies for the last month, and yet you want to die on Boehm Hill.
I'm not dying. I was surprised when I looked at how he ranks compared to third baseman.
Let's go to break. Oh, forbid. Can you make
this summer, declare your independence from hot, miserable sleep with Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale. Stay cool all night with cooling mattresses starting at just $6.99. Plus, for a limited time, save up to $1,000 on select mattresses and pay 0% interest for 60 months. That's 5 full years interest-free on better sleep. So stop sweating through summer nights and sleep cooler, longer, and more comfortably. Freedom from hot sleep starts today at Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale. Shop for more deals in-store or at ashley.com. Elkin Chevrolet, run by 3 brothers, real brothers, local guys, great guys. And right now, they're lining up deals that are very hard to beat. They got a huge inventory of Chevy trucks and SUVs, everything people actually want to drive. Equinoxes, Trailblazers, Tahoe Suburban, Silverados. And the prices, well, they're going to move fast. If you've been thinking about it, now's the time. Whether it's getting to a game, getting to work, or just getting out of town for a bit to maybe watch the Sixers or Flyers play, you'll drive off in the perfect ride at the perfect price. And here's the thing. This isn't just a one-and-done kind of place. These are the guys you go back to again and again because they treat you right. No runaround, no games, no haggling, no hassles. Just real people, real deals. Elkin Chevrolet, real brothers, real deals, and a whole lot of honking good service going on. Super easy to get to. Route 73 South in Marlton. Elkin Chevrolet. This summer, declare your independence from hot, miserable sleep with Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale. Stay cool all night with cooling mattresses starting at just $6.99. Plus, for a limited time, save up to $1,000 on select mattresses and pay 0% interest for 60 months. That's 5 full years interest-free on better sleep. So stop sweating through summer nights and sleep cooler, longer, and more comfortably. Freedom from hot sleep starts today at Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale. Shop for more deals in-store or at ashley.com.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
This just in, ladies and gentlemen, and all the ships at sea. It's time for headlines from the editor's desk with Pat McLoone.
The editor's desk. There he is, the editor. Good morning.
How are you, boys?
Pat.
How are you? You know, I know it's only June, guys, and this isn't the time of year for it, but I'm going to do it anyway. Around mid-November, we might have a little segment on things that we're thankful for. And I'm going to tell you something that I am thankful for that came to light within the last 24 hours. And that is this. I am very thankful that when the NFL draft rolled around a few years ago and the Eagles wanted to draft a cornerback at number 22, they had the whole field. They could have had anybody they wanted. And God bless Howie Roseman. He chose Quinyon Mitchell. A lot of people felt that he should have picked the guy that went 2 picks later.
By the way,
Terry and Arnold.
did you see what happened to Terry and Arnold?
Whoa,
Jeez,
whoa,
man.
whoa. Yeah, my friend Pat Frayn's daughter, Kristen, who's a great Eagles fan, they travel everywhere. She was on that early. She's teaching down in Tampa, and Kristen sent that to him. Oh, boy. You know, some of these things these guys wriggle out of. This guy, he might be cooked, Anthony. This is horrible.
But first of all, so the story, for people who haven't heard it, he got pinched for kidnapping and extortion, theft.
Yes.
He was a part of he was the mastermind of luring these dudes to an apartment, and they basically shook them down. What in the world is that?
These guys apparently stole from his apartment. Rather than him getting them locked up or doing something, he goes and decides he's going to take justice in his own hands and lures these guys to an apartment for what I assume is a brutal ass kicking.
It's the old, it's like OJ 2.0, right? Didn't OJ kidnap people to get his trophy back or something? A very similar story.
This is
There you
bad.
go.
And he's got people, they're talking. The guys they arrested early on are talking and giving up the text. Like they got a text message where he's the mastermind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yo, dude, what are you doing? It's insane. Listen, back in the day, I heard a lot of stories, crazy stories throughout the history. The one thing in 2026, you're not getting away with anything, right?
No.
This idea that you want to play the tough guy gangster, just play football, dude. Let the authorities handle everything. You don't care. It doesn't matter about street cred. Just go play football and elevate your family.
Absolutely. Honest to God. You look at that. You look at the guy that drove too fast down there, Ruggs and stuff. You got the world in the palm of your hands, and you let it go. Can you imagine Dan Campbell today? It's right on the verge of training camp, and there goes the cornerback, not for an ACL, but for something so sinister.
You want to talk about a pass interference because he's Mr. Pass Interference.
Yes, yeah.
That's unbelievable. Oh my
Yeah, he
God.
should have
What a
grabbed some of
horrible
those
story.
guys by the shirt or something instead of going after them. Yeah,
I
brutal.
gotta wonder. We talk about how valuable Dom is. Like, if he's got a Dom with him, and he lets Dom know what's going on. Maybe he's got someone who just keeps him in line and straight and narrows.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Like, listen.
Like, that's an instance where he's got to be like, yo, these dudes stole from me, and
Yeah.
Dom talks him off the ledge.
Right. And
Yeah.
Dom goes, listen, I'll get it back.
Right. Yeah.
Like, there's been several situations, like stuff that you can't even talk about that have arisen, that people have no idea how wild that world is. Like,
I bet.
if you think about it, young guys with a lot of money and celebrity. I mean, it's a recipe for craziness.
Big Dom's Phillies Ray Donovan. He's got to be, he's got to.
He is. We have always talked about him being a fixer. That's right.
And part of that stuff has to be, I know he was down at Kelsey's things yesterday. He probably drove the guys that went down, Cooper and Jalix, and he's probably in everybody's ear on the way back. These are just lessons to be learned. Let's pray to God we don't have anything like this in Philly.
No.
So
no.
Didn't expect to open with that, but I just thought I should mention
No, it's a fascinating thing. It's funny, interesting. Dom does not drink. Never drank. Never.
Wow.
It's an interesting. There's never, and he's the perfect. That's the perfect guy for that gig.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the temperament you need. Yep, absolutely.
Anyway,
so we got going on.
A lot of good stuff. I'm curious
Yeah.
what your thoughts are on the Philon.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
All there, Phillies, Philon. Yep. Let's start out on a level a little below that, but something that I thought needed mention. We're going to go to the high school. We got double Phillies, World Cup, NBA, Sixers NBA draft, and high schools. I'm going to go to the high schools briefly, if you don't mind, to point out a little something. And the headline is Good for Wood. As a champion of the Catholic League, which is one of my main things that I keep tabs on, I just thought it was interesting to note that since we last spoke, a couple of guys from Archbishop Wood have made the alumni happy. Those two guys, Kyle Pitts and Colin Gillespie, took much different paths, but if you add them both up, they're in for $100 million.
Wow.
Colin Gillespie gets 4 years, 48, and Kyle Pitts gets 3 years, 54. And it's really interesting. The Gillespie thing is a lesson to everybody, and it just perpetuates the greatness of your guest last week, Jay Wright, to be able to mold him into what he became. And undrafted, there's a guy at Denver, Calvin Booth, who years ago played at Penn State, signed him to a 2-day contract and had to make a decision between him and a fellow Penn Stater, Jalen Pickett. And he went the wrong way after Gillespie was lighting it up for the Nuggets and let him go. And Gillespie's worked his way through the G League and everything. And, he's turned himself into an NBA guy that gets that kind of a contract because why? He can shoot it and he takes care of the ball. That's a guy that last year shot 43% from free. Even Legs would admire that. 40.1 this year. 232 threes this season for the Suns. And he's a winner, going back to Wood winning the state in basketball. So he's just a guy I'm happy for. His family, Philadelphia family, the father's a policeman. It's just great stuff. And meanwhile, Kyle Pitts, 6th pick in the draft. And I'd be curious of your opinion. You almost can make the argument that maybe he underachieved a little in his career. How would you view that, Anthony?
Yeah, I definitely. I thought he would be a much better, like big time tight end. I mean, that's what we thought. Now it's interesting because he's been saddled with bad quarterbacks, and
Yes.
Cousins took over, and I was hopeful for Penix, but he did not play well. And when Cousins
No.
took over, let me find him, right? Like, and you saw what kind of player he could be. So
Yeah.
I tend to side with he's in a bad spot with bad quarterbacks and not a good offense.
Yeah, and I think that's a decision they made. Let's look at the numbers there. Pitts goes from, in one season, from the season before until last, Pitts goes from 47 catches to 88 last year. And he goes from 602 yards to 928 with 5 TDs. Who wouldn't want a tight end that gets you 88 grabs for 928 yards and 5 TDs? That's good stuff.
Yeah. They're going to need somebody. I don't know if it's going to be Tua or if it's if Penix is going to get rehab, but
yeah,
they need somebody because they got Bijan. Think about the talent that they have. Bijan, who's the top 3 back in the league. Drake London, who anywhere else is Smith and Jigba. Drake London's always open.
Yes. Nice size target. Nice. I think I misspoke. Pitts was the 4th pick, not the 6th. But I'm a little spun around at the moment, and I'm not really in full mode. Who's the head coach at Atlanta right now?
It's oh God, it's new. I'll tell you in a second.
Yeah.
I'll look it up because I can't believe
Kevin Stefanski.
Oh yeah, Kevin.
Oh my God. Yes. Yes. Oh,
Yes,
apologies. We're in a Catholic League segment, and I forget about the Catholic
Come on,
League.
Pat.
No,
My
come on,
apologies,
He's
Kevin.
one of my dear. He's a friend of mine. Like we talk all the time. In fact, he's supposed to be coming on the show.
You don't think Kevin's? I'm sure Kevin had a little role there. I'm sure Kevin said I can make something happen with this Kyle Pitts guy. Pitts, London, yeah. Oh my God, Anthony, I'll tell you what. He can't be too upset at what he's. If he is anything.
He just needs a quarterback. I was
Fine,
surprised that he went with Tua. I was.
Yeah. Yeah, because I always think Tua's. I'm not sure Tua should still be playing the game. I mean,
know. I scares me. Like those concussions scares me.
Oh boy, yeah.
I
But
mean,
hey,
you know what the interesting thing about him is that when he was healthy, I mean, he gets the ball out. I mean, I've never been a huge fan, but like he's an efficient kind of quarterback.
Yes, no doubt. Yeah. And the other thing, he's looking at Pitts, he's looking at London, he's looking at Bijan Robinson.
I love Bijan, man. Bijan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like it was 20 years ago that people were saying that the Eagles should have drafted Bijan. They did the right thing, but hey, he turned into a pretty good player.
Yeah. Baldy and I were gaga. I remember like just sitting there watching Texas, right? Just going, look at this kid. And he catches the ball out of the backfield. Oh, man, I can't wait. When's football starting? You got.
I've been living my life vicariously through. I figured I could get, and we did talk football. I figured I could maybe get away. We're going to come in real heavy because if Baldy's away, then we know that it's downtime. Did you guys see the thing where Baldy was in? And I wrote it down last week, but I didn't put it on my Lego pad this week. The thing where Baldy was in that building in Thailand and they kind of tilted him forward.
Yeah, we played it on the show. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he looked like Hannibal Lecter in that thing.
Yeah.
And then he goes forward. Meanwhile, it's mesh.
Yes.
I mean, God bless him. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm just not.
No, not even close.
I'm
not
out.
even
You're
close.
seen.
He's an adventure seeker. God bless.
Yeah.
All right. We still have the World Cup, and we're happy about it. The headline on World Cup is, how do you get your kicks? And I do that because it's really going to get around to the soccer at this point. And I've just loved one of the words we used to always use at the Daily News for all the pump is panoply. I love all the panoply going around about about the World Cup, and I that's really kind of carried me. I'm not sitting there watching every game, but I'm so happy that everything's going well in Philly, and for Meg and everybody involved there, and so happy for some of these smaller countries that are doing good. I'm so happy that in general everybody's getting along and stuff, and that's a great thing to see. But and then a couple things that have come up recently is these stadium takeovers. That's not happening in Philly because the Phillies already have too good of a draw. But I'm loving the Tartan Army. Walking into that. That went to be like manna from heaven to the Marlins front office, packing that place, and then the Norwegians doing their crew thing up in City Field during another Mets thing, and it'll be. Don't let me get off the air without rapping the Mets a little bit. That's always good fun for us.
Love that.
Now, it's getting down to the soccer, and I guess you got to play this thing fair. But as a guy we've watched all these other sports, and we know the role that TV has. That who came up with the idea to put the Americans on at 10 o'clock Eastern?
Well, it all goes to their home base, right? Like, so they want to be on the West Coast, and that's kind of why they got slotted in that time slot, because they wanted to be on the West. Their home base is L.A. So,
yeah. But they've had games start at 9. Give us the 9.
3 out there, 6 to us. It just it seems like a blown opportunity. I'm not going to get so far down about I'll do anything where I can draw a parallel to the NFL, and it reminds me of that Week 17 game, Anthony. What are we going to do? We're going to rest the starters, and that's the decision they have there.
Well, what's nuts is that because they stagger the times and they have 2 and 2 and 2, it's the same way, right? Like, because they want you to play. So, like, if you know that you got nothing to lose type of thing, now U.S. has nothing to play for, but like, it's so interesting that this week has been, this part of the tournament is like staggered because this is what it is. See what you don't want to see the results.
Right.
So week 7, you're right. It's week 17.
VG, I know you're you're watching Croatia and going nuts about all these teams.
Yeah, man.
It seems like you are.
We got a big one today. Japan, Sweden. That should be fun.
Yeah, that matters, right? Is that for?
I think it matters. Yeah, it determines who goes to the knockout between the two of them. I think.
Well, that's my question.
Yeah. Japan's got 4 points. Sweden's got 3 points. Yeah.
Jules,
yeah.
Is he? You all right?
I'm crunching numbers here, brother. I'm ready to go.
Hey, Pat.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah, testing your ABG. I'm by your side no matter what. But
I appreciate that, Pat.
In Anthony's defense, I'm only doing this from afar for 45 minutes a week. You guys are bumping hips 5 days a week. I think that
I wouldn't go that far. No, I'm definitely not bumping hips. He'd break my neck again if we were bumping hips.
Anyway. Yeah, I think it's fun. And then, listen, it all starts, like you said, Sunday. Isn't that right, Gummy Boy?
Sunday is the knockouts, I believe.
Yeah. Sunday it all begins. And that's going to take it to another level, right? Like once it's like you're playing for your life, that's going to be interesting.
And it'll be cool to see who comes here for the field of 16. That won't be determined, obviously, until after they get through the 32. But no, that's going to be great. So let's just hope that the good vibes nationally and the U.S. as a host seems to be winning over the people that come over to drink in the bars and eat in the restaurants. So let's just hope that keeps rolling. How about Anthony? How about if we break up the Phillies and go Phillies, Sixers NBA draft, and then end on the high note with more Phillies?
Let's go. I love it.
Okay. I tossed one out that we're going to use next week, but my headline on one of the Phillies is when the stars come out. And so let's have a little discussion. In 2024, 8 Phillies made the All-Star team. Now, that's not happening, even though it was in Philly. But what are you looking for? What do you expect? What do you hope? My hope is no matter what happens, if somebody gets slighted, I'm just praying that Marsh is on that team. I think that would be, it might never happen again. And God knows he deserves it. I thought that he might had a chance to play his way out of it as they got closer. But look at him last 2 nights in a row, a gigantic homer and 3 hits last night. He's back over 320. I think the fan voting is going to take care of that. But that's my main thing. I'd love to see Marsh in.
Well, listen, I agree with you. I think you're dead right. But to me, there needs to be 5 locks.
Okay.
There's 5 locks. And maybe 6 if you put Durant. But I think you're right. I think Marsh has to be in it. It's Philadelphia, so Harper and Schwarber have to be in it. And Wheeler and Sanchez have to be in it.
Okay.
I think that has to be. The game's here. You got to give us 5.
Well, I hope so. Yeah. And honest to God, if that happens, I could see a scenario in which they say Wheeler didn't start the season and they put Duran in. I'd love to see Duran make it. I think that would be great. I mean, it's not going to be any blow to Wheeler if he doesn't make it, but And when Harper started getting below 250, I thought that he was running a risk, but he's not now.
Well, not after you hit for the cycle. And
not after you hit for the cycle, not after you're up around 270. So that would be great. But
interesting, it's interesting you say you'd rather Duran make it over Wheeler. I'm the opposite. I don't think Zack Wheeler, and it's going to be my crusade. In fact, I might have to write a big piece about it. Zack Wheeler does not get enough love and respect across this game. The reason why the Phillies are still alive is because Zack Wheeler came back, and when he came back early, mind you, sans rib, he got them equalized. He all of a sudden got them steadied.
No doubt. He is extremely deserving. I'm just splitting hairs over stuff that I would like to see in that. But, hey, it's a good thing. There's a lot of good candidates.
But the guy that never I'm saying he may be the most underrated player in MLB this century.
Do you think he joins Nolan Ryan as never winning a Cy Young?
How's that possible? Yes.
It's wild, right?
It's impossible that this dude doesn't win a Cy Young, as great as he's been. It drives me insane. Nobody, around this sport, Wheeler, but they don't. Halliday was, I get it, he's a big personality. But this dude's Roy Halladay since he's gotten here. He's what he is.
It'd be interesting to go back over the last 5 years. I would bet over the last 5 years, he's been top 5 Cy Young in each one of those seasons.
Yeah, I would think so. He's been just so consistently great since he's been here. It's longer than 5 years, right?
Yeah. I honestly, it bugs me that he doesn't get the accolades. Not that the dude doesn't care about it. He is what he is, quiet. God love him. I think this guy's been during this run, he's just a stud. He's the guy you can't. And the most amazing thing, and I'm a big Topper. I like Topper, and he's a good baseball man. I appreciate him. But, dude, how could you take him out? To this day, that he cost them the World Series by doing that.
Yeah, I know.
Here you go,
really
Pat. This is going to be, since he's been here, he's been in the top 5 in Cy Young voting twice.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
2011, 2021 and 2024. He was second in both those years.
Right. Well, of course, last year he was hurt. I forgot about that, but that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, it's my point, right? Like, isn't it?
That helps your piece, Anthony. That helps your piece.
Where's been the big Zack Wheeler spread? Have we seen one?
Well, no. Well, where's there an outlet to do that? It's got to be nationally. That's not going to get done. That doesn't get done anymore. I mean, how many times?
All things that have disappeared during our careers, the big spread of the great athlete is the one I miss the most.
Yeah.
I love that story. That was Sports Illustrated's bones, man. That's why I was a subscriber for 30 years.
Yeah. And, I couldn't believe that it went that long. It was like right in front of your face to do how Micklos is assimilating into this country. And it took like 2 years for, and then Alex Coffey went out and did a really good job with it. I mean, you're absolutely right. The one, and, all these people are guys that go back a long time with us. I remember really pushing with Jeff McLean, and he was ahead of me, but he was just trying to get it, is we needed the big Dom piece of your guy back then. My point being, McLean does this kind of stuff as far as he did it on Big Dom, and now he just did it on Julian Lurie, which was the smart thing to do.
Yes.
When given the time during his tenure down there, EJ could do that kind of piece, and I'm sure he will. Maybe you see it on the Eagles, but you don't see much of it anywhere else. You're exactly right. It's something lacking, and it was just such an obvious thing that needed to be done, and it's just kind of going the way of the dodo bird or something.
I know. I don't like it. I don't like it, Pat.
There's no chance they ignore Harper. I'm looking. Matt Olson get a backup. There's no chance. Matt Olson got better stats right now.
Matt Olson.
I know, but is there any chance they do that?
No. In Philadelphia, you're not going to have one of the biggest stars of the game? No way.
Oh.
There's no way. There's no way that happens.
Well, that's one first baseman. Who you saying? Somebody other than Olson, VJ?
Well, yeah, Olson would have to come in as the backup. Hold on, let me see who's leading the voting. Yeah. He's not leading the voting. The leading voting is it is Freddie Freeman. He's going to be your starter. He's got like 600,000 lead in the votes.
Right.
I Harper has to be. You got to have Harper. Have to have Harper. Have to. I mean, stats and all this nonsense. You got to have you need the big star. You need Mr. Elite. Mr. Elite needs to be there. Pat, can you hang in 1 second?
Certainly.
All right. Let's do this. Let's take care of some friends. Talk about them. Jules Rules. Let's talk about Parks Casino. Yes. Parks Casino. Our great place of action and excitement, award-winning dining. And you can make the night complete by staying at the lovely Parks View Hotel, just steps from Parks Casino. How about comedian Michelle Wolf on December 5th? How about the magic of Michael Carbonaro, the Carbonaro effect?
Yes.
September 19th. Comedian Bobby Lee, September 24th. Comedian Jim Jeffries, October 24th. He sounds like a baseball player.
Jim Jeffries?
That name, Jim Jeffries. Now batting third, playing first, Jim Jeffries. George Thorogood, The Destroyers, August 28th. Comedian Tommy Chong, September 21st. The Soft Rock of America on October 31st. Kiss frontman Gene Simmons, July 24th. ParksCasino.com to buy tickets for all shows. Parks Casino, Street Road exit off at 95 in the PA Turnpike. Got to be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. You know it's officially summer when Hoagie Fest comes back to Wawa. I got to ask you, what's your Wawa order? Mine, I'm going classic Italian. I love my Wawa hoagies. Hoagie Fest is back this year, bringing even more value to the table. Right now, you get a shorty hoagie, wrap, or chicken sandwich, plus a bag of Hers chips and a small fountain drink for $6. You're extra hungry? It's only $8 for a classic meal. Whether you're grabbing lunch between meetings, fueling up before a game, or making a quick stop on a summer road trip, it's an easy, delicious meal at a great price. I love it. We stop on the way to baseball. Hoagie Fest, fuel up after, between games. Big flavor, great value, same Hoagie Fest energy we all know and love. But it's only here for a limited time, so get it while you can. Hoagie Fest is back at Wawa. Gotta have Wawa. There he is, the great Pat McLoone, the editor. One of the great
Anthony, you got me thinking when you and I start talking journalism and stuff that's there and stuff you like to do and stuff we're not seeing. I glossed over one thing when we were talking about the high schools that I wanted to bring back up. And this is one that I wish I had back. As you know, I owe my whole career to Ted Solari, God rest his soul, the guy who covered the high schools for us. And I would argue it covered it as well as anybody's ever done in this country. And his legacy's still there with the website. But Ted was a stubborn guy. I wanted Ted to do a recurring series, Anthony, called Before They Were Millionaires. And the idea was to go into the pros in the four sports and look back at these guys that Ted covered when they were 14 and 15 years old and kind of look back on their high school career and kind of interview them as adults to ask them, could you ever have imagined as that 14, 15-year-old?
That's genius. It's a great idea.
What your family, but I felt like it couldn't be done unless it was Ted, and he was all about the kids and kind of blanched about the stuff with the money. But I thought that would have worked.
Yeah. Why didn't he want to do it?
I don't know. We kind of butted heads about it, and he never really did it. But you go to Lionel Simmons 6 years into his NBA career, and you go back to talk to him about him at Southern. You go to Blair Thomas, and asked, some of it's not always great, but there's a guy that was the second pick in the entire draft.
Yeah, man.
Boatload of money out of Frankfurt High School. And it was a number of things, including something that you and I and VG would do, and that you do every day at 11 o'clock. It would have been a way to celebrate Philadelphia and their success stories.
I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. That's a great idea.
One that got away.
I love it. I love that concept. We'll do it here.
There you go. Good. I'm in if you need help. All right. How about Sixers NBA? And I'm not sure I'm pronouncing it right, but I'm going to use it for the purposes of the headline. And then here we go. It's fill in the blanks. All right. So we have a new guy. And Labaron, I was a little slow that night. It was watching it, and it was the night of the Phillies' incredible 14-9 win. And all this stuff started coming over about who's going to drive John Voight's car and all these Seinfeld references, and I couldn't figure it. Then I realized my man's first name is Labaron. So, okay. So
that's great.
So it finally sunk in. But, who knows? But I'm pretty hopeful for this. What I don't like is when you get stuff where guys, the more I thought about it, the more I wasn't in with VG on Zuby because 6'7" power forward, you know what I mean? What I definitely want in the NBA and what Maxey and Edgecombe show is got to bring athletes in. And you got to bring athletes in. And if a guard's 6'3", the guard's 6'3". I wouldn't bring in a 5'7" guard. I wouldn't bring in, a big project or something. But I kind of like that they think that this guy is somebody who can get it and go. I might argue that over time, he's going to have the best handle of the three of them. I think his handle's more advanced than Maxey's and certainly Edgecombe. I like the fact that he improved so much from year to year, which is really the best hallmark of Maxey. Maxey got better every year, and it's a great example for Philon to look at with Tyrese Maxey. So, who knows? It was pick 22, but I think there's some promise there.
I love it. I love the pick. I do. I thought the pick was a great pick. I thought it was smart. I thought you need, my stickler about having a lead guard. Somebody's got to be in control of the offense. And while Maxey, and I love Maxey to death, but Maxey can't do it full time. Like, it just takes so much out of him and away from his game, right? Like, you need somebody that can actually run point. That's a big thing. VJ's not there yet. So I love having this kid. The kid made himself into a good shooter. He's a baby, right? Like, he's going to fill out. I know, like, he's his toothpick and all this other stuff. All right, well, let him fill out. I mean, he's going to fill out. He's 20 years old. Like, let the guy do his thing, right? He could shoot it. I like his mentality, and he shouldn't have been there. Like, I think you're getting value. And in my eyes, Pat, this isn't about next year. People talk about fit and all the other stuff. I'm not trying to win. I can't win, all right? What I'm trying to do is collect as many pieces as I can, and I'm not worried about fit, all right? I got to get through the Embiid, George contracts before I even think about becoming a contender. But in the interim, I need players that I can build with.
Anthony, that is so on the money. That's exactly the way they have to look at it. The notion that, okay, yeah, they don't rebound and stuff like that, but to what end? I mean, you're going to pass on somebody that is a 90 to get an 83 that can rebound. That doesn't make sense. Get more athletic. There were some guys out there that were shot blockers that would have interested me if there wasn't a guy like that around. But I think that, I think that he does it. I think that you got a guy. I don't love the way that Nate Oates runs that program down there, but I'll tell you what, I love the style of ball they play.
I mean, he's playing. This is NBA ball.
It's NBA ball. They get it and go. And they're, he's certainly played great competition. I love the fact that when it was all in the line against a Michigan team just loaded with studs, that this guy dropped 35 on them in a losing cause. I think that says a lot there too. So I think it's really interesting. And and the other thing too is, you can't count on this guy being anything near a finished product. I think the Sixers were lucky that VJ, and he also is nowhere near a finished product. But I think that he contributed more than we ever could have thought about next year. So I don't think people should get real down if this guy's not lighting it up right away. But if he's still showing you the flashes, if he's a guy that improved his shooting and can keep improving it, it's paramount that VJ keeps improving his shooting.
I got to tell you, Pat, I can't believe I said this to VG yesterday or the day before, wherever it was. I hate to say this because I was prepared to be completely ambivalent toward them. All right. But I like Gansey. I think Gansey just wants to he's a guy knows ball. And he's not looking at some ridiculous religion of numbers and analytics and all this other nonsense and star hunting and all whatever else craziness that they've done over the last decade. I think this dude's just a basketball dude, which I embrace wholeheartedly. I think Gansey's sharp. I like what he says. I like his press conferences. I like hearing him.
He's gaga for Gansey.
I'm not.
That's what we're saying around here. That's the chatter.
I'm not gaga, but it's refreshing. Like, he's not a weird.
Right.
The Eel, Pat, the Eel's a weirdo. I mean, I say that with all due respect. Like, he's an oddball. That's what the guy's. He doesn't watch the games. He's all about numbers. Like, the guy was nuts. I just want a guy who's a basketball guy.
Yeah, and not only is he a basketball guy, but he's kind of a basketball guy in the Philly mold. He's kind of a hard-nosed guy who played in that and lived it and overachieved and knows what it's like to play for a big program. If a little bit of Bob Huggins rubbed off on him, that's kind of a beautiful thing. I think he's connected when he's talking about some of this stuff. It seemed like he had a lot of people in Alabama or the state of Alabama that he kind of knew that he could lean on a little bit. One thing that was a little weird about the new guy is that he dipped his toe in the water after his freshman year and was branded as like a defensive specialist. And he got better last year, but a lot of people felt like he left that defensive specialty at the door. Well, I'm not going to get too worried about that. To me, that sounds to me like a guy who's extremely athletic and in the right spot would be a willing defender. And I can live with that over a guy who's too slow and is going to be in a good defensive stance and slap the floor and stuff like that. That's not doing anything for me. I need a guy that can actually be athletic enough.
Enough to do. And the kid took on a lot of responsibility last year running the offense. So, like, all right. I think that's overblown.
Yeah. And of course, the defeatist in me about how everything goes wrong for the Sixers, I didn't know what to make of that Chris Sinak guy. It was weird because I'm watching all of the tape of him. He would get to every rebound, but he wouldn't grab it. He would just tap it to a three-point. I must have seen 50 examples of that. I thought that's a little weird. But he winds up on Boston. So
I know. I saw. Yeah. And I had no. It was funny because
Gobert. Yeah.
Right. Normally, I would have freaked me out that he went to Boston. Because Sinak was the guy that I thought that I wanted, right? Because I didn't expect Philon to be there.
Yeah.
I'm all right. Like, God bless. Go ahead.
Anthony VG, respect where respect's due. And if you're at the NFL, I think you're looking back and you're looking at Howie Roseman and you're looking about how that roster got built. Just have a ton of respect for that Oklahoma City machinery over there. I mean, they might have done it with tanking and they got all that stuff and they keep rolling it in. But there's a team that was one game away from repeating and getting in the finals for the chance to repeat. And the rich get richer. They walk out of that draft with a Di Mara, who I think's got a real chance. And then Sturts, who that guy, he wouldn't have worked for the Sixers, but that guy's going to work. That's going to work for it.
It fits exactly what they do. Like, they're just, they remind me of an elite college team.
Yeah. I mean, they just, they just keep stocking up.
I know.
On all the different positions,
Don't sleep on the second round pick out of Kentucky, Owe. That guy's a dog. You watch a Kentucky game, he popped off the screen all the time. Super athletic, plays great defense. I think he'll be a great role player for them.
Yeah. And again, it's funny. Like you, Anthony, I'm an absolute lunatic about the NFL draft. It never even crossed my mind to turn the channel and watch the second round of the NBA draft last night. Never even crossed my
Nah.
Especially when they don't have a pick.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, the odds of getting second, like, this is where the NBA has no clue about know thyself, like Charlie Manuel used to say. Nobody cares about your second round. Nobody. You do it the same night. Nobody cares about your second round. They just don't.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You'll never be the NFL. I mean, listen, all due respect, we love the game. We love the league. But it's not the NFL. It's the NFL is just like this Death Star, right? It's all encompassing. Like, you can't get enough of it. I once came up with a plan years ago, the 7 days of the draft. And it was, yes, it was like a kickoff party, right? It was the first night was the kickoff party. And then the second night was the round one. And then we went round 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I put 6 and 7 together. You
know. Going to just another cog there, VG, on Anthony's goal of world domination in 365 and a quarter days of NFL football every year.
Oh, it's the greatest. It's just the greatest. I love it. All right.
For about 10 of them. Yeah.
All
right, let's go to our main event.
All right, before we get to the main event, we got to take one more TO, and then we go to the main event. All right, Phillies Part 2. First, friends. Let's talk about True Mark Credit Union. You know, it's something we like. When you get rewarded for the way you already spend your money. It's exactly what happens with the Everyday Elite Visa credit card from TrueMark Credit Union, talking up to 4% cash back on eligible everyday purchases, including gas. You know what that means, right? It's $80 to fill my wife's tank up. $80. I just go, it just feels like a punch in the face. But with new card holders, you get cash back, 4%. New card holders also get 0% introductory APR on purchases for the first 12 months and 17.99 APR after that. More cash back, less catch. Apply today, TrueMark.com, or stop by any of the TrueMark Credit Union's 24 branch locations. That's right, TrueMark Credit Union. Rates based on credit worthiness, 4% cash back with eligible purchases. Bonus categories capped annually. Restrictions apply. Visit TrueMark.com for details. Insured by the NCUA. Now let's talk about Dick's Sporting Goods. My favorite. We got practice tonight. Moss was thinking about it. He's like, you know what? The new Drop 3 is coming out. That's another bat.
Oh,
BG.
man.
Yes. I go, well, Daddy's got to get another gig first before we can go to the Drop 3. But I love it. I love all the stuff they have there. It's so amazing. The football equipment's coming out now. The cleats are awesome. They got everything. The glove, they steam your glove. They break in your glove. With
You do it for you? Yeah.
It's unbelievable. It's incredible. They have everything. Dick's Sporting Goods, your one-stop shop for everything sports. Jerseys and fan gear, rep the squads. All the equipment, like I said, it's super easy, too. Just go to your local Dick's Sporting Goods store, anywhere around the area. Shop anytime at Dicks.com for the next big game, whether it's to the stadium or the back fields. Make your first stop Dick's Sporting Goods, because summer sports starts here. Yes, Dick's. Main event. Pat.
Here we go. Yep. And we had a little change in the lineup, as you and Julia know last night. I have something on the Phillies that will work just fine next week, but sometimes the editor's got to adjust, and that Phillies game made us adjust. So our headline on the Phillies is "Hell Yeah," and that speaks a little bit to how the Daily News was built, and that I am a man who gives credit. I would love to take credit for that, but I can't, because a fine Daily News man in good standing who did a nice job covering the Phillies for us for a few years. Ryan Lawrence put that up last night, and that is in credit to Ryan, who came up with that headline. Did a good job. Now, I was not the headline writer. The one thing I take pride in is what I did was that there were, the three great headline writers there were Drew McQuaid, Joe Berkery, and Doug Derrick, who's still there. And the way Doug operated, and Doug was something, Doug trotted out the old legal pad. And this is my, if you want to copy the Andy Reid chart, this is my thing with notes for the thing today. But Doug would trot out the legal pad, and he would kind of walk over to me late at night, if it's a night that I was still hanging, and he would say, "What do you think?" And I'd look at like 30 headlines, and I'd laugh my ass off at 20 of them. I would throw 5 out that we couldn't get in the paper but were funny. But the one thing I do pride myself on is I do think I knew the one that was the best. But Doug, he was a machine. And Drew McQuaid and Joe Berkery, who Joe's also there writing recently. But that's how that would operate.
Wait,
So
are you talking back page, Pat?
Oh, yeah.
That was for the back page headline.
That was the back page, yes.
Yeah.
Doug would normally, and Drew did the layout, so he had his hands full, but Doug would normally do that back page, and he would write everything down. I don't want to get off of the Phillies too far with time you have, but I always tell the story that
we got time. I want to get into the back page. I love the back page. We used to have a guy at the Post, Pat.
Yeah.
Who was the master at the back page? You know what his name was? Pat Hannigan.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure Pat Hannigan had a bar stool named after him up there.
He was one. I was afraid of him for the first 2 years I was at the paper because he was he was the night editor and he was in charge of the back page. And he used to be like, "Get it in. You're late." I wouldn't be late. I'd be like, I'm not late. I got 5 minutes. 5 minutes means you're late. Like, get it in, right? Like he was, and then he was like a great dude. Like we became really good friends. He was really good at his gig. And I'm thinking, like, you guys would have been buddies.
Oh, I would love to have a conversation with a guy like that. Yeah. But I would real quick that one year when the APSC, the Sports Editors Convention, came to Philadelphia, they had a session about headlines. And it was the perfect combination because I ran the session and I brought Doug in from the night to do it because we had the brains in my big mouth. And so the headline was what's fair and what's over the line. Because, let's be honest, the New York Times has headlines. We write headlines that the New York Times couldn't possibly write. And frankly, the New York Post would like headlines that the Daily News had to pull up shy on. And early in the thing, the New York Times guy walked out and I was kind of ready to really bite the guy's head off, but he came back in. I said, "What's going on?" I had to go to the bathroom. I said, "Fair enough," But, this was, you try to be ready at those conventions with great sections, okay? And we were. And we had a piece that we were displaying the day of the headline session. It was a Mark Cram story about how crazy people were to get a foul ball, how people would trample kids and stuff to get a foul ball, okay? And it was a really good piece. And hours before he came in for the session, Doug wrote the headline on that piece. The back page headline was "Nuts Over Balls." So,
that's great.
They swore it was a setup, but it played in perfectly to what at the time was the Society Hill Sheraton, and it played in perfectly to a better than a non-boring journalism session.
Nuts over balls. That's great.
So and thanks again to Ryan. But my God, that was unbelievable. both games, Anthony, they're down to their last strike.
Oh,
2 outs in the
Yeah.
ninth inning.
yeah,
Nobody can base.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
My
yeah,
God,
yeah.
and Hill, good for him. What a great at bat Schwarber had. Schwarber, I just love the drama of him coming off the bench and coming in, and he had a couple that he had lined up, and he hit one. How many times have you seen Schwarber so ahead of a ball that he hits it 600 feet, but up into the right field stands foul?
Oof.
And he just battled, and he got on base. And then Hill, it's 1-2. I would urge anybody watching the show, if they get a chance, to try to watch the replay of the Hill home run. There's a young kid, maybe 12 or 13, in the front row in a white Nationals jersey. And his reaction when Hill hit the home run is priceless. You
That's
really gotta
awesome.
look. Yeah, my buddy Mike Frayne says, look at that. And I was still on it, so I was able to rewind it. And oh my God, it was great. But it's been great. It's great theater. And I've
Yeah,
been doing this. Yeah. But
they're 4.5 games behind the Braves. Let's go.
beautiful. It is beautiful.
The division seemed so out of reach like a month ago.
Yeah.
It seemed like you couldn't even think about it.
Earlier this week, you
Impossible.
were a mook about them.
I move. I go up
Impossible
and
that
down.
they could do it. And look, Strider's hurt, and I think Acuna's hurt right now. And here you go. I mean, they're really. So let's do the fun with numbers. So if they win tonight, they're 45-37. It's the midway. It's 45-36. I'm sorry. Tonight will mark the midpoint of the season. 81 of 162. They do that next half, they get a 90-win team.
Yes.
Incredible. So let's play that out. You go 90-72 after starting 9-19. That's 81-53 down the stretch.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
incredible. That
Which
is
I didn't
great.
think was anywhere possible.
No.
Right?
No. A couple weeks ago, I was trying to do numbers to get them up to about 86 wins and get in on the wild card. So this has been great. And
That's with Painter blowing up.
yes. They just need a journeyman at 5. I don't know how that's going to happen, but you know who it reminded me? Here's a guy they got a few years ago. If they had Walker Buehler at 5 the rest of the year, I'd be he's a clam. A guy like that.
Yeah.
Even Lorenzo back then, a guy like that. Just a guy that every now and then will give you a really good outing, but in general will give you, because
He'll keep you in a
kind of
game. See, the problem
Yeah.
is you got Nola. Like, Nola dances through raindrops, man. Like, when you're facing good lefties, and the whole league's got good lefties now, like, you saw the bomb that Garcia hit, Vivas hit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
every time a lefty's up, I hold my breath.
Yep. Nola's become the guy that you hope that he can weather the storm and give you 5 innings with 3 or 4 runs. I mean, what an incredible fall that's been. But, and how about Luzardo? 13 strikeouts? The thing that's insane about the Phillies is they have a 1-2 for the ages in Sanchez and Wheeler. But I'd argue the guy with the best stuff is the 3 guy.
Yeah.
His stuff is cooking.
Yeah. He's
Forget about it.
ridiculous. He's ridiculous.
Yeah. And where did Aroldis Chapman come from? That's the rumor out there now. That would be crazy to be able to have a bullpen like that.
Here's the problem, though. They got enough to get Chapman? I don't think so.
No.
Here's my answer. I was telling Kevin earlier today. I go Gage Wood is my bridge. I
I heard that.
I tried him out, And I think the kid's got stones and he's got stuff. And I go, you know what? Look what the Dodgers did last year. You know, they threw their starters in the bullpen. Like they flip-flopped their pitching staff was upside down.
Yes.
Let the kid come in and throw fire and I got Wheeler going 7. I got Sanchez going 7. I got Luzardo throwing 6. And Gage is my 8th inning guy. And I'll make do the rest of the way.
And, you know, I looked at the numbers there because that stuff about what they have is the thing I kind of put in the back burner. We can do that next week. But so Wood's sitting there at a 3.53 ERA. He struck out 65 in 43 innings. That plays 65 strikeouts in 43 innings.
I mean,
now we know in the Eastern League, but still,
that shows you
like,
swing and miss. Right. It's swing and miss.
It's like it's like what we talked about. A good comparison is what we talked about what the Sixers are doing. They're getting an athlete. They're getting a guy that could do that. You know, you got a guy that's capable in Wood of striking out people. When you can throw 98, 99, when you've got movement, it works. It's not going to work. Yeah, it's not going to work if, you know, you've got to get Big Bad John or somebody to do your work for you. Not going to, you know. So I think that's an interesting concept. And remember, they did it a few years ago with Kerkering, and his credentials were a lot less than Gage Wood's are.
Yeah.
So I don't like the idea that is it going to kill them if Gage Wood pitches in a pennant race? I mean, even if he, you know, you got to start him in the minors the following year. It's
every year
man.
Teams do this. You know, it drives me nuts. The Phillies are the most scaredy cat organization with prospects. They're just so scaredy cat. Oh, you can't throw the kid. Meanwhile, every other franchise throws a young kid in there. Go ahead, son. All right.
Throw him in the fire. See what you got.
Yeah, man.
If it doesn't work out, you bring him back next year. See how it goes.
Way, the kid throws fire.
Right.
Like, come on. Stop.
He's going to thrive in this atmosphere.
I hate the conservative. Just give me the kid. Give me youth.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'd be on a desk. If I work for Dave Dombrowski, if I work for Dave Dombrowski, I would be standing on his desk going, pointing down at him. Bring the kid up. The kid's our setup guy.
Yeah, because what else? And the other thing is, it's not like you have 5 or 6 options down there. You know, you don't have many options. So
you got nothing down there. That is a wasteland. I've seen there's more more useful in a desert than what's down there.
Yep. I
Every
totally
year they
agree.
haven't been trading their prospects, their top prospects. So how is it so barren?
Because they stink.
Amazing.
They don't know how to develop players. Because what happened when Clinton got here and transformed this whole thing into analytics, they had nobody to teach the freaking game. Nobody teach the game. And that hurts your development.
Donnie Baseball is going to need Preston Baseball to get it in gear for him. I'll tell you that, you know?
Yes. But I remember a friend of ours going down in minor leagues, and he was not alone in telling me this, saying it's unbelievable. They have nobody who can teach hitting. All they do is spout numbers at kids, hot zones and everything else. But the science of hitting, they have nobody to teach it. Walking around with laptops on their back.
That's brutal. Yep.
It shows.
Yeah, that's what you get.
Yep.
This is what you reap. Anyway, a lot of fun as always, buddy.
You got it. Happy to do it. Happy to be here. We'll do it again next week.
What are you doing? Going down the shore over the weekend, or what are you going to do?
Nah, we're gearing up for the following. We'll go down there for the 4th.
You're a fourth guy. All the big shots go down.
Only celebrate one time. Yep, we'll be down there.
Yeah,
yep.
I like it.
Yep.
Good stuff. We love you, brother.
Very good guy. Take care.
Talk to you in
See you now.
Texas. There he is. Great Pat McLoone.
Just looking, I was like, how is Brian De La Cruz not even Vail? He's not even better than what they have down there.
They have nothing down there.
I mean, he's batting 248 with 11 home runs.
I mean, they got nothing.
He should be rated.
They got nothing down there. That's what drives me insane. But you got Gage, and I would go with the Gage as my setup man. Like, you got the Gage. He made the right pick.
Right.
The college pick, even though I'd rather have McGonigal, but whatever. You got him. Let's use him.
I mean, I'm with you. There's no excuse not to try it out. Do
No.
you wait? Do you do it now or do you wait?
No, I
He's
wait.
got inning issues.
No, I wait. I
figure September call up.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, like I don't want teams to see him.
I like that. Yes,
I
like that.
If I could put him on ice,
Yeah,
right, until September,
like mid-September.
right,
Yes,
and I would bring him up, right, and make sure he's eligible for the playoff roster, right?
yeah. Are you cool with him at Double A? You want to see him at Triple A a little bit? Or you don't care.
Triple A. Triple A's Brian De La Cruz. I don't care.
Smarter hitters, no.
I don't care. I get come on, son. Come on up and throw fire. They don't have a book on. They don't know which coming. I want to catch everybody by surprise by throwing the Gage. That's my plan.
All right.
All right. I love Philly hours coming up. And our man, Jared Micklos, who's done an incredible job covering the World Cup for us.
Our man on the West Coast. 8 a.m. He's going to be full of energy.
He's great.
Yes.
He is great. He predicted correctly 2-0 for USA men's national team. He headed up the National Academy team.
Yeah,
he knows the sport.
Yeah, I'm curious what he thinks the plan should be tonight. Play everybody, play them half.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Like what's going to happen?
Let's get into it
and get it. And set. We need to set up for the rest of the couple days leading up to the knockout round. Knockout. And then our man Devon a little bit later on. Love Philly now. Oh, the Phillies
get on the pitch.
Let's get on the pitch. I love the life on the pitch. That's right. Brought to us by our friends at Dick's Sporting Goods. Here it is. This is the staff picks. Go ahead, VG. Narrate.
Oh, we got Ivory Coast, Curacao. Everyone's on Ivory Coast. I think that makes sense.
Ivory Coast is good.
Yeah.
88.9%.
88.9. Ecuador, Germany. I mean, we really got 33% picking Ecuador? That's surprising.
Who you got? What are your picks?
Germany's going to.
Are they going to roll? Like, do they need it? What do they
They don't need it, but I still think they're going to be okay. Tunisia, Netherlands. This is the one. You want to have fun betting a game, this is the one to bet.
Why?
Because Tunisia's lost 5-1 and 4-0. And Netherlands is beating people 6-1 and 5-1. Netherlands is going to load up on goals.
But are they going to, like, does it matter? Like, they don't need it, then, right?
I don't care. This Netherlands team, I'm betting so much on this. Gapko to be the first goal. Netherlands minus 2.5. Like, I'm all in on this one. Poor Tunisia. It's not going to be pretty. This is the one of the day. Japan, Sweden. Yeah, we go Japan. The staff goes Japan. I agree with that.
You like Japan?
Yeah, I think the best wager of this game is both.
Bonsai, baby.
Both teams have scored over 2.5 goals. That's the best wager, that one. Turkey and USA. I mean, who's picking against USA? Turkey has been like the biggest disappointment of the tournament.
Oh, really?
Everyone thought they were going to come in.
Are they out? Are they done?
Yeah, they got smashed their first 2 games. Yeah.
So they're done.
They're done.
You got to go back to spelling it the other way.
Well, apparently this is the appropriate way. We've been
we had it wrong.
Americanized it or Englished it. This is the way you're supposed to spell it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
it was we anglicized.
Yeah, I
it?
read about it last night. Then we got Paraguay, Australia. This is a tough one. I'm leaning Australia. Our staff is leaning Paraguay. I think the Socceroos.
They got the guy Wood, right? Isn't he?
Socceroos, Australia.
Yeah.
I don't know as much of the dudes on their team, but the Socceroos.
I know that.
I like the way they're playing.
His name's Wood.
You got Wood on the brain. Gage Wood. This guy, yeah.
James Wood.
James Wood from last night. Yeah. All right.
I like it.
A little questionable calls by the staff. We'll see.
PHLY, I trust you, and Tooch. PHLY on the pitch, courtesy of our friends at Dick's Sporting Goods. A lot of fun. We'll come back in just a minute. Love Philly starts now. Philadelphia doesn't pretend. Philadelphia is. It's not just the title of Philly, it's a feeling. It's a heartbeat. A city that never asked for permission to be itself. That's us, right? That's our personality. Philadelphia doesn't pretend. Philadelphia is. And now in 2026, the world comes back to Philadelphia. Not just to remember, but to celebrate. The show isn't just about what's happening. It's about who we are while it's happening. Because Philadelphia isn't a backdrop. It's a character. It's the voice that tells it like it is. The guy at the end of the bar who doesn't sugarcoat a thing. It's the family that's been on the same block for generations. It's the artist, the athlete, the builder, the believer. It's the lifer, the dreamers, the grinders. It's all of us. And that's what Love Philly's about. We're going to sit with people that make this place go. The ones who built it, the ones carrying it, the ones pushing it forward. The legends who left their mark. Not just the championships, not just the headlines, but the moments in between. The way the city shows up for itself, the way it refuses to be anything other than real. And through it all, we're going to remind ourselves and show the world what Philadelphia is. It's not just a stereotype. It's not a punchline. It's a foundation. It's a force. It's a city that gave birth to a nation and never stopped building. So as the country turns 250 and the spotlight finds Philadelphia again, this is our moment to tell the story the right way. Not polished, not filtered, real, authentic, proud. Because this city just doesn't rise to the occasion. It defines it. This is Love Philly. Love Philly brought to us by Wawa. We love Wawa. Wawa loves Philly. Philly loves Wawa, that's for sure. Coming up, our man live from the West Coast to break down USA soccer and the World Cup as we are on the precipice of the knockout rounds.
Knockout.
Gonna be fun. First, word from our friends. Let's talk about the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. All right, here you go. What's your plays? Now, these are official.
Official, Netherlands minus 2.5 goals, plus 105. Ecuador, Germany, both teams to score and over 2.5 goals, plus 110.
There you go.
Ivory Coast minus 2.5.
Ivory Coast minus 2.5.
Yeah,
they're going to score that many goals?
They're going to roll.
Really? The IC?
Yeah.
Check it all out on the app. It's World Soccer Fest going on, plus Sanchez. I'll like it. Take his over in the strikeouts. There you go. BetParks.com has all the details. Like you get 500 spins on the new soccer game. Go, go, go. Collect them. And up to $5 casino bonus back. Got to be 21. Got to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Let's talk about Xfinity. Your Wi-Fi. You need, listen, I could see it at my house, like, who's yelling and screaming upstairs? They were playing the games. My Anthony's screaming and yelling downstairs. He plays his games downstairs. Moss is in his room, and I'm in the middle watching sports. And you know what? My Wi-Fi works in perfect harmony because of Xfinity. And I got the 5-year price guarantee, which is really a lifesaver. It's super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. I can stream the game while the kids are doing their things. Best part about it, no annual contracts. There's no hidden fees. Xfinity's best equipment included. Take it from me, a lot changes in 5 years, right? Championships are won, records are broken. Dreams grow bigger. The kids grow bigger than you. But your Wi-Fi should stay reliable and the price should stay put. Lock in your price. Unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. You can learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Now joining us live from the West Coast, where he's been all over the USA men's national team. Our man, Jared Micklos. Jared, good morning, buddy.
Gentlemen, how we doing?
Dude, you've been killing it. You correctly said 2-0. You called the game exactly how they would come out. You got a great beat on this team.
Yeah, thanks. I did get that one right. What I didn't get right was expecting Paraguay to beat Turkey in that game in the evening, which eventually clinched and got us through. So that's a bit of surprise. I think that's what's so interesting about this tournament is coming into it. As I mentioned to you the first time we spoke, Turkey was the toughest opponent on paper. Now, they didn't get results, and in this sport, results dictate your future. So you don't win the first two games, your chance of going through in that third game are essentially impossible. And in this case, they're already out. But that makes this game scary. They're coming in expecting they're going through, maybe think they're competing for the group, and now they're going home and they're backs against the wall, nothing to lose, which makes it a different type of game.
Well, so nothing's on the line though for USA, right? Like it doesn't matter
That's
what
right.
happens.
Yeah, we're locked. We're through to the round of 32, which is the dream scenario. And as I mentioned in the last time we spoke, that 1D spot when you finish first, it assures us that we're on the West Coast. So the next game is in Santa Clara, and you win that game. We can't get too far ahead of ourselves, but you're still on the West Coast. You're back in Seattle, Soccer City, USA, as we're calling it now. After that, they joke about it being the 12th man for the Seahawks, and I've heard quotes. It was the 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th man for the U.S. The way that crowd showed up.
Oh, that's cool, man. I like that. That's neat. I love that. So who are we looking at? Well, first let's stay on the match tonight. So what are you expecting? Do you play Pulisic just to get his feet wet, like just to kind of get a little game action before the knockout round?
If you can, I think you do. Players want to play, and guys at this level, they are dying to play. Even when, the game doesn't matter on paper in terms of where they're going through. He was so confident in that first half that we saw. I think that Christian would love to get back out there and get back in the rhythm of just, in the game rhythm rather than just being in a training cycle. Now, do you start him and then worry about how many substitutions you have? Probably not. But I do think he's going to be dressed, prepared to play, even if that's to get him through that routine, warm up with the team if he's fit. And I think it would be very smart to give him some minutes, whether it's bring him on at half and let him play 45 or put him on limited 30, 20 minutes at the end of the game. You also then get the ability to see how the game goes. So you can determine when you insert him. But I think getting minutes for him is going to be important if we can and he's healthy. Then the other thing we're talking about is all the guys on yellow cards. Because what happens is if you've picked up a yellow card already and you get one in this third game, then you would risk missing the next game. They reset after the group stage.
Right.
So you don't worry about it after today. So that means Chris Richards, who we know is injured coming in, Tyler Adams, who is just a fighter in midfield who probably only knows how to play one way. You probably are not playing him either because, you risk that yellow card. And then you've got Jedi and Robinson and Flo Balogun. So those four guys, we might not see them. Now, the downside of the confidence thing is Flo's scoring goals in the rhythm. So it'd be nice if he could play some minutes. I think that Pochettino is probably not going to take that risk.
No, I mean, why would you? There's really no upside. How do you you approach tonight going, all right, I'm protecting the guys with the yellow cards. They all sit. And then what do you want to, are you looking to accomplish anything? What would be your mindset? And you've coached and the whole thing. What would be your mindset kind of what you want to get out of tonight other than being injury-free?
That's the perfect question. So I think we talk about injuries, talk about yellow cards. Now it's about mentality. What does this group, what's their identity? What do they want to show the country who is right now behind them? And we talk about momentum in sports a lot. When momentum's on your side, you want to keep that going. So if you put out an entire second group and that group plays different tactically or with a different mentality, that's not the U.S. And that's not what we've been talking about. So I expect, forget the names that are on the, that are on the starting lineup sheet tonight when they roll out the 11 players. It's going to be the way we approach that game. So if we're proactive, just like we talked about in the last game, going out, taking control, that'll be important. The thing that's tricky about this game is that Turkey has the most shots of any team through two games in the World Cup, over 60 shots. And
Wow.
they've held 70% of possession in both their games, and they didn't score. So it's not an opponent like Paraguay and Australia. We talked about them expecting to be them defensively.
Right.
So you have a Turkey team that's attacking, and they've got nothing to lose. And they've got a couple really young. I mean, they've got three guys, all happen to be 21, playing at Juventus and Real Madrid and Porto. These are world-class players, that are looking to make their name on the world stage. So I think that it gets a little bit trickier to just go out and say, hey, we're going to have the ball and expect to have the ball the whole time. I still think that's our mentality, because going back to the momentum, we want the fans and the country on our side. And you can't go out and lay an egg in this game with a totally second group and expect that everyone's, showing back up for the round of 32 game against Bosnia with the same energy and momentum, whether that be in the squad or in the country with the fans. So I still think there's an approach to try and win the game.
It's so interesting because the parallels of what, like, I know very well, which is football, right? Like, so, like NFL week 17, when you're going into the playoffs and you want to make sure that, you want to win, but you want to be healthy, you want everything else. If they got beat, and like, who knows how Turkey responds, right? Like, they could be completely done, like, I'm looking to go home, or they're just going to go balls to the wall and try to just, go make it a goal fest and that sort of thing.
That's right.
It's a fascinating kind of scenario either way.
Yeah, these tournaments are interesting for that reason. Usually it's not clinched after two games, and there's all these scenarios like you've gotten, Philly today with, Ivory Coast, Curacao, which is such an interesting game because Curaçao's last in the group. If all of a sudden they win, they're on 4 points, and 4 points looks like it's getting teams through this third place. So you do have to consider all these factors, but I think the Week 17 NFL parallel, it's a little bit more expected that you're resting guys in that because it's a body of work thing. You've been playing all season. This is a tournament. Tournaments are different, and you don't want 4 more days of rest before you play again on July 1st. So then someone goes without playing for 12 days and go back to the Pulisic thing, then you're a little bit out of rhythm. Now, I think the guys who need rest or need to set the yellow card, they'll be fine. They've played both games, but I don't think you say, hey, this game just doesn't matter at all, because you get confidence when you are winning games and when the fans and the crowd are behind you. And the identity of this team is we're going to go compete. And I think that's the American kind of thread that we've been able to pull on, that this country really identifies with blue collar, hardworking teams. And now we've got that plus some flair and some creativity and attack, which makes it fun. People want to watch the game. And I think you can see in the way that Fox has advertised it this week, they're expecting this to be, despite the game not meaning anything, a really big opportunity for soccer on the stage again here in the U.S.
Hey, Jared, in a tournament like this with Turkey out of it, they may be frustrated. Is this a game that gets chippy when you worry about injuries? Is this a game where red cards don't really matter? Do you see teams taking runs at people's legs and stuff in games like this?
Yeah, I think you do sometimes, and it's probably less about trying to hurt someone and more about the frustration they're feeling within the group. There's that really bad injury in the Canada game, and I think we've all seen that the players obviously out indefinitely. And FIFA's now handed a 5-match suspension because of the severity of the injury. But that it's clear that there was not an intent to injure that player. I think the same thing tonight, but I think frustration boils over in these games because when you've got to go back to your home country, and Turkey is a footballing country, when you've got to go back there with 0 points and you're supposed to have some really young prospects despite the rest of the team being old, yeah, I think that can happen, whether it be intentional or not. So you do have to get smart. Good news is, you can make a lot of substitutions, right? You've got 5 subs in the second half. If that looks like it's going that way, then I think you change your tone.
All right, let's go through the weekend. Like, set us up, all right? Because I want to go through, like, look at all the matches, what matters, who do you think's good, like, who's it we know's in. So here is, you mentioned it, Curacao and Ivory Coast, which is this Group E is fascinating because, you got, like you said with Curacao, like if they somehow win, they could be in.
That's right. And Ivory Coast gets a draw, they're in. So like the way they approach that game may be a little bit different than someone else. The top spot is pretty advantageous. When you finish first, they line the travel for you better. The opponent is a third place opponent, which can be very different than a second place opponent, especially if you're matched up against another strong group. So I think Germany is, wants to win the group. And Ecuador, that was a team that defensively were pretty good, and we expected to probably do better than they have. But if Ivory Coast beats Curacao, which you'd expect, and they'd be on 6 points, and somehow Ecuador beats Germany, I mean, you'd really have to have a massive goal differential for that to flip around. So I think they feel pretty confident, but Ecuador's got a point. So if they get 3, they're going through too. So that makes that group super interesting.
And you expect both Ivory Coast and Germany to kind of move on, like to win today?
I think so. Yep.
Yeah.
That's the expectation. And then the other group that is going on outside of the U.S. group, or outside of the U.S. game, you've got Paraguay and Australia, who we both know well from having seen and covered that. They both could potentially go through. So that's another interesting one. I mean, there's way more to play for in that game, obviously, than there is in the other part of that group. But they're both sitting on 3 points. One of them wins, they definitely lock up second. If they both draw, they're on 4 points. That gives them both a chance to go through. I think that's a magic number right now, depending on how all the groups shake out, that is going to get you through. And then today's Group F is Japan, Sweden, and Tunisia, Netherlands. So Netherlands look like a team that they can score some goals. So that's a fun team to watch. I heard you guys talking earlier about some of the different lines and parlay bets, and Gakpo scoring. I love Gakpo. I think he's a really interesting player who cuts in from the outside and creates. He's been good at times for Liverpool, but not maybe consistent. And I think when he's in the Dutch uniform, he has a little more confidence, it seems, and the team expects him, so he gets that role. So I like that idea. I like him to score. I think they're going to score some goals, but I think they're going to score some goals throughout this tournament. They've got attacking prowess.
All right, tomorrow, Norway, France, which is a great matchup.
Great matchup. Holland, who is become quite a character to many. I think
he's my favorite player.
Him. Yeah,
other than Yamal,
yeah.
I'm a Vinny Jr. guy too. I like Vinny Jr.
Yeah, he came back yesterday. That was great to see him get on the score sheet. I mean, these big time players, it's almost like, what can you do and I can do it better. Messi does something, then Ronaldo, shows up. Now Vinny Jr. is showing up. Kane's gonna, he's frustrated. He's gonna show up in Game 3. I mean, and of course Mbappe, which Philly has got to see a couple times now. The way these stars are carrying us through the tournament is really fascinating. We've not seen something this. The Golden Boot race is going to be incredible. But yeah, Holland, who in the post-game interview, they're already through, right? They're guaranteed to go through, and they've got to play France. And he said, yeah, I expect France is going to beat us, and I expect France is going to win the whole tournament. And I think, sometimes when you're a country like Norway, you've got to look at this, back to our earlier point, of what's the goal? Is the goal to win every game you play in, or is the goal to win the tournament? And Norway's goal was to get through, and a knockout team, they're a scary team to play against. France, they're still finding their stride. We've seen them play well for 30, 45 minutes at a time, but they haven't played a full 90. So I think they're going to go out, and they've got so much depth. They're going to keep trying to build that momentum as well. So yeah, that'll be a fun game to watch. I think Norway's got a totally different mindset than France going in.
In the Group H, Cape Verde, we were all rooting for Cape Verde. Where do they stand here? Because this is interesting. They got the worst team of the group with the Saudis.
Yeah, and that team. We've talked about how good they've been defensively, but they can score. It's not like this is a team that's only defending. They get their chances. Fewer and far between. They're in an extremely tough group on paper with Spain and Uruguay. So yeah, this is the best case scenario. They're sitting on 2 points. They get a draw. They're at 3. They're in the mix. They win. They're definitely through. And that would be the story of the tournament. If you think March Madness, that would be the Cinderella story of the World Cup. Historically, not just this year. It would be really, really incredible if that were to happen.
I mean, you as the expert, they should win, right? And Uruguay beating Spain is not like a guarantee.
No, that's right. So they could find themselves in second spot.
Yeah.
Which if you said someone before the tournament that they were even going to advance from the group, not to mention as a second place team, I mean, no one would have taken you serious or taken that bet.
That's amazing.
It is really
Uh,
incredible. And that's the format of this tournament's made it so interesting. I think
yeah.
there's a lot of things that people are, happy about and less pleased about with FIFA and with the tournament and the expansion. But right now, this is the best World Cup we've ever seen. I don't think there's anyone who's going to argue that point. And the idea as we get down to the last few days here, which make it super interesting, how all these teams are essentially alive on day 3. And we used to have a lot of scenarios like the U.S. Group or Mexico group where they're through. And credit to Mexico. They won all 3 games, 9 points. As a host country, they're through. Canada, they slipped, but they're in second spot, so they're through as well. So to have all 3 host nations advance, I think is good for the tournament as well. But the structure of this 48 team tournament with third place teams going through make it, infinitely interesting to watch every one of these games, to be honest.
Yeah, it's interesting. What about Group G? Belgium, I guess they've been a disappointment.
Disappointing, boy.
They have been. This is a surprise to me. If you thought about what potential they have, and they're caught in between the old guard and this new up and coming group, right? They've still got the household names of De Bruyne and Lukaku and Courtois in goal, but then they've also got Doku, and he missed a game due to injury or illness, but he'll be back. He's the most exciting player from Man City who plays as a winger. He can change the game. If he's on, that team is back in it. What's looking like is going to happen now is that Egypt's going to win the group, and they're going to finish first. So now, if we tie this back to the US's first game is now Bosnia. It's a 99% chance that's locked up. So that's July 1st. You win the game on July 1st in Santa Clara, and you advance to play on July 6th in Seattle. And that, if Egypt were to win their knockout game as the first slot, you'd have a USA-Egypt matchup instead of a USA-Belgium matchup.
I'd
feel good about that.
So,
yeah. Oh,
so
I like that. You win 2 games? Oh, that'd be incredible.
Hey, Jared,
that's the significant of Group G. And yeah, if you win 2 games, I mean, that is a dream situation from us, from a location, from a timing and rest standpoint, and from an opponent standpoint. And now you'd be, you'd be through to the round of 8. And at that point, anything can happen.
Have you been surprised at Ghana?
USA fans know Ghana too well. They've given us so much trouble in the past. So, yes, I am. Like every year, I think you have to reset and look at the tournament and say, what are the expectations? And yes, we know Ghana can, get organized, get behind the ball, and they are super athletic. So you're always in danger of conceding a goal to them. I think in the first game, they maybe weren't as impressive. And then the second game, yeah, I think they really showed. Now, England had a lot of shots. They weren't quality shots. So I think that's credit to Ghana for the way they defended. But they broke out a few times. And listen, not to talk about refereeing, because on the most part, it's been quite good in this tournament, other than, a few instances. But one of them was in that game. I mean, that was a penalty, and it was a foul. I mean, I don't see it any other way, and I don't think most people do. So that would have changed the game dramatically. And then you'd be looking at, if Ghana won that game 1-0, and you're asking me that question, I'm not saying I'm more skewed, but they're in a much better position with 3 points than 1. However, yeah, I'm surprised, and I think they look good.
Have you guys seen the Witch Doctor?
Yeah. Yeah, he's cool.
He put the rope around Harry Kane so he wouldn't score. Now he set him free to score again.
Yeah. Speaking of Harry Kane,
let's hope he picks other teams and stays away from the U.S.
Yeah, really. The Witch Doctor, man. Don't mess with the Witch Doctor. Group L, and we saw England get frustrated by Croatia.
Oof.
Oh, man. Talk about walking a tightrope. How do you see Group L going?
England has so many options. So I think it hasn't worked for them yet, but they've had good players that have played limited minutes because they're injured, especially a guy like Saka. I think that Madueke, who's playing in that role, has not given them enough. So they've got to get more electric. They've got to get more creative. The expectation that you're just going to rely on Harry Kane to score, like, maybe Argentina does on Messi, they're different types of players. For Kane to score, you've got to create for him. You've got to feed him. They haven't done enough of that. There's been too many aimless crosses into the box and not really playing wide and cutting inside or having creativity come through the middle. They can make some changes. I think Tuchel looks hard at this group and probably does that for game 3. And if they do it, then I think England's in a good shape. And they've got Panama, who will probably approach that pretty defensively. So I think they'll get chances right away. But yeah, Ghana and Croatia now that becomes, two teams that either can win. Croatia probably more on paper, to me look like the favorite to win that game, especially with the personnel they have, more experience, a lot more guys that have played.
They're older though, man. They're old.
They're older, yeah. And Modric is, he can still control a game just like Messi's old. He can do it, but Perisic needs to be good for them in order for that group to do well, and they are older, and that's showing in this tournament. That you've got to have some dynamism and some young guys that can carry you because it's a long tournament too. So even if they get through, I don't think they're going to make a deep run, but they can get through and win a knockout game.
Group K, the jewel of that happens Colombia and Portugal. That's a great match Saturday night, but they're both in. Is that for the
awesome
top
match,
spot?
Yeah, Colombia and Portugal will be will play for top spot. That's a little bit of an interesting game because I think Portugal now has seen how much confidence they can have. I mean, Bruno Fernandes and Cristiano Ronaldo linking up. Mendes is an absolute beast for them in midfield who scored that free kick. So Martinez, their coach, has super experience, coached Belgium in their top run when they were first in the FIFA ranking and had a great World Cup with that group of players I mentioned earlier. So yes, I think that becomes a great match. Colombia fans, as you've seen around Philly and we've seen all over the country and in Mexico, I mean, that was like a home game. They had that stadium was all yellow. So that'll be a really fun game to watch against two teams that, can really attack if they want to.
Jared, what's the mentality going into a game like that? Like, how much do they go after the top spot? Like, when you have these, like, two teams that are guaranteed to go through, how much effort do you put into winning to get to the top spot of the group?
I think most teams try to get top spot. It guarantees, especially in this tournament, it guarantees a third place matchup. Or in some case, a better second game even after that. So the route is better for the first team. They incentivize teams to do that. And that is important because it keeps the third game in these groups interesting when you have a scenario where two teams are tied on 6, or 5 and 4 that someone's gonna go for it.
So Argentina's got the top spot in J. Jordan just gets rolled. And then it's between Austria and Algeria.
Yeah. And Austria it is going to go through there. I think that seems pretty clear. When watching this Algeria team, they have struggled defensively, not great goalkeeping so far. They've made a number of changes in game 2 to see if they could shake that up. There's some potential there, but I mean, Austria's got a lot more class.
And we know that Sunday the round begins. The round of 32 begins. Canada and South Africa at 3:00.
Yeah, this is really cool. Now, unfortunately for Canada, and this kind of answers back to your first place question, if they had won the group, so yesterday played Switzerland, they went down 2-0 early in the second half, and then got one back and were just a little bit too late. They were good in the game, but not great. So they didn't control the group, which means they finished second. So now they're playing in Los Angeles instead of playing in Vancouver. And if they won their Vancouver game, they played in Canada again. So they, based on their route, do not have a chance to play in their home country again.
Oh, wow.
So
yeah,
that's the benefit of one, especially for the host country. So Mexico and US took care of that. Canada did not. So that's the difference. Now, in my mind, they got a gem of an opponent. That could have been a lot worse. They got 2A, which was the group Mexico, who finished first. Then it was between South Africa, Czechia, and South Korea. And I think most people, self included, thought South Korea was going to have the second spot, and that really Czech was probably the second or third best team in that group. And then South Africa was worst, and they pulled that upset yesterday. And South Korea again, I think that South Korea did not show enough in that Mexico game. They left it too late. They turned it on for the last 15-20 minutes and started peppering the goal, but it was too late yesterday. They did not have enough initiative. Son didn't start, the LAFC forward, the famous forward. He came off the bench, and while there were glimpses of possibilities of scoring. Again, left it too late. So now South Africa has jumped that spot. Canada gets to play South Africa in LA. And that's way different than, obviously you wouldn't want to play Mexico if they had finished second, or South Korea with the Asian population that is supporting their team, and, the proximity from LA to the West Coast. There's a lot of South Korean support. So South Africa and LA, it's not a home game in Toronto or Vancouver, but they are in the best position. And that's the only game that day. So it kicks off the round of 32 on Sunday. The thing that's probably their biggest downside is that they have to play again in what is that, 4 days? They played yesterday, and they'll turn around and play again on Sunday. And had they have won, they would have played on the first. It would have been, it's like an extra 3 days of rest that they gave up. So that's tricky. And that team has injuries. They've been beaten up a little bit. They've had to fight. They went one win, one draw, one loss. They've had to fight in every game they've played, even against Qatar and the likes of Switzerland yesterday. They had to fight all the way to the whistle. So that team's beaten up a little bit. So their biggest challenge is probably injury and rest ahead of Sunday. But they're still a much better team than South Africa.
Hey, Jared, we had someone in our chat talking about USA's next round and saying Bosnia's big and tough and not a great matchup for the U.S.
Well, you have to play somebody, right? So if you start to look at who you'd want to play, and certainly you don't want to give the locker room talk and say, yeah, if we could pick a team this we'd play. But if you look at, and I was at the game yesterday in Seattle, actually came down here straight after it. So I saw that game live yesterday, Bosnia and Herzegovina and Qatar. And the way they came out was impressive. I mean, it was clear from the start of that whistle, they were pressing every ball that went back to the goalkeeper. Every time the defender had it, they play with 2 forwards up top. So they have, obviously, Edin Dzeko, who's longtime, famous forward who knows how to score goals as well as anyone. But they also were pushing their midfielders up to try to squeeze Qatar. And Qatar has a little bit more difficult time building out of the back, and they don't really have an outlet, although their 10 did well yesterday to kind of relieve some pressure. The first 30 minutes of that game, it looked like Bosnia were going to win by 3, 4, 5 goals. Now, they got up 2, Cutter hit the post, then got 1 back. So the game went back and forth a little bit, and I think that shows depth and probably just all together not a really deep group, and not really cohesive, that they have stretches where they can be in attack and take the game over. But then Qatar had 2 chances in a row. It could have been 2-2. They got a 3rd goal late, 80th minute, to stretch that lead back to 2, and they look comfortable. They've got 2 young guys that are quite good. One of them's actually also American. He grew up outside of Chicago in Wisconsin, and then played for New England Revolution, but his heritage is also Bosnian. So he played for them on the right wing, and he's quite good. But if they're playing big guys up front and they're going to go aerial, I mean, Chris Richards, we're playing with 3 guys. It's Chris Richards, Tim Ream, and Alex Freeman, who's as athletic as any player in the tournament. Those 3 guys dealing against an aerial battle, I don't see that as a big concern for us. Freeze is not, it's not like his best quality is playing out of the air. His best quality is shot stopping, but he's not shown anything that concerns us at this point. So I think Bosnia is a solid team. I don't think it's the likes of who we could have potentially seen. That's as scary.
Good.
But Jared,
yeah,
you are
awesome,
good, brother. You are great. All right, what's your prediction tonight? You're always on the money. What do you got?
This is a hard game to predict, right? We don't know what the rosters look like for either team. We talked about all those things that make it in question. I'll bring it back to our Philly natives. This should be a game where we are going to see, we have seen Freeze, obviously. Let's hope we see Aronson, Trusty, McKenzie. Those guys could be replacements, especially for some of the guys. Despite that, if we roll out, I think we're going to try to be on the front foot again. I don't think that this is a 0-0 game. I think teams are going to try to score. Turkey has nothing to lose. So it probably looks like 2-1 to the U.S., but if Turkey won the game, that really wouldn't surprise people. I think it's the way that we go out and approach it. But I'd like to say that U.S. fights and battles through it and weathers that storm when it comes from Turkey, because I think they are going to shoot. I think they are going to attack. But I think the crowds showed up in L.A. too. So we're on their side. We'll be there tonight. Hope it's another victory. We keep the momentum going. 9 points. It'd be the first time we've done that, and confidence riding high into July 1.
Love it. Jared, you're the man, buddy. Enjoy it out there, and we'll talk to you next week.
My pleasure. Sounds
Thanks,
good.
brother.
We'll recap it. Take
Love
care,
it.
guys.
See you, buddy. Jared Micklos. He's great, man.
He's fantastic.
He really is.
And he just gave me my bet.
I
for
met
the
him
night.
at the draw party.
Yeah, I met him with you. Yeah, he
Hey.
brought some kids from the academy.
He's awesome.
Great
man.
dude.
He's fantastic.
And he just gave us our bet for the night. Both teams to score.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he
You
said
can tell
2-1.
Trips that? Yeah.
Yeah. He's so proud. You can tell he's so proud of the American team right
He
now.
loves
He's
it.
like
I think,
beaming.
I think that's cool, man. I love people that are passionate about what they love.
Yeah.
I've always have been. Let's take a quick TO, come back with Devon.
Yeah.
Speaking of great passion, not just for Cape Verde, but also for hoop. That's coming up next.
This summer, declare your independence from hot, miserable sleep with Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale. Stay cool all night with cooling mattresses starting at just $6.99. Plus, for a limited time, save up to $1,000 on select mattresses and pay 0% interest for 60 months. That's 5 full years interest-free on better sleep. So stop sweating through summer nights and sleep cooler, longer, and more comfortably. Freedom from hot sleep starts today at Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale. Shop for more deals in-store or at ashley.com.
You know it's officially summer when Hoagie Fest comes back to Wawa. I got to ask you, what's your Wawa order? Mine, I'm going classic Italian. I love my Wawa hoagies. Hoagie Fest is back this year, bringing even more value to the table. Right now, you get a shorty hoagie, wrap, or chicken sandwich, plus a bag of Hers chips and a small fountain drink for $6. You're extra hungry? It's only $8 for a classic meal. Whether you're grabbing lunch between meetings, fueling up before a game, or making a quick stop on a summer road trip, it's an easy, delicious meal at a great price. I love it. We stop on the way to baseball. Hoagie Fest, fuel up after, between games. Big flavor, great value, same Hoagie Fest energy we all know and love. But it's only here for a limited time, so get it while you can. Hoagie Fest is back at Wawa. Gotta have Wawa.
This summer, declare your independence from hot, miserable sleep with Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale. Stay cool all night with cooling mattresses starting at just $6.99. Plus, for a limited time, save up to $1,000 on select mattresses and pay 0% interest for 60 months. That's 5 full years interest-free on better sleep. So stop sweating through summer nights and sleep cooler, longer, and more comfortably. Freedom from hot sleep starts today at Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale. Shop for more deals in-store or at ashley.com.
All right, now joining us, our man, Devon Givens, NBA.
Devon Givens.
NBA.
Devon Givens.
NBA.
Devon Givens.
NBA.
Devon Givens.
Oh, there it is.
Yo,
Come on, man.
What's up?
Professional Devon today.
Look at this
We
dude.
got a job in
I had
you.
I had to put on a collar shirt today, man. I'm BG. I'm in pain. I need my hoodie or my t-shirt.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this Devon. I prefer the hoodie and t-shirt.
Looks like you look like you're a senior in high school.
Ah.
Nah, he's a professor.
What'd you think of
Oh, man.
Philon? You covered the presser. What'd you think of the kid? What was your impression?
Yeah, he was sharp. He was sharp with his answers and really thoughtful answers that he gave today. Just whirlwind last few days for him and coming into this situation with the Sixers and their backcourt. So I thought he was pretty good. I thought he was pretty sharp. Talking team first a lot, and yeah, he said some things about him individually. Of course, that's what we want to hear because many people don't know all that much about him and his game. But a lot of team stuff is what he gave today, and that's exactly what you want to hear from a young guy stepping in.
Did he talk about the idea about his defense? Because that was the one kind of thing people were concerned about. He had such a great defensive year 2 years ago. Now I chalk it up to him, all the responsibilities of running
Exactly.
that point and the whole thing. Like, he's a young dude. Something's going to suffer a little bit.
Yeah, the defense sacrificed a little bit for the plus 12 that he gave you in the points from year 1 to year 2. So I agree with you. And yeah, he was asked about it. He addressed it a little bit and just said it's just something he's going to continue to work on. He understands that bigger guys in the NBA, it's going to be a physical game, and it's something that he has to get back into. And we know that Nick Nurse, yes, you can score the basketball, but if you don't play defense, Nick Nurse will sit you down. So I expect him to give a little bit more effort. And look, he's going to be practicing now against VJ Edgecombe, Tyrese Maxey in these practice sessions. So he's going to get the best in the NBA, an all NBA player, an all rookie team player, and VJ Edgecombe with some size to him. And depending on who else they have in the backcourt, he's going to have to make sure that is now a central point of what he does in terms of being a rookie out there on the floor.
Yeah, I didn't think there's no way he was going to be there, man. I love it.
Neither did I. No.
You gotta go true lead guard, which you needed. How many times did you and I talk about having you know how I feel about that? Like, I'm a little old school when it comes to having somebody I know I can trust to kind of get in and out of stuff. And I love the fact that kid's a lead guard.
100%. The fact that he's had the ball in his hands a lot. He can play off ball a little bit because of his scoring ability, can finish at the basket. And as you pointed out, we've talked so much about they don't have anybody that can handle the rock. And that's the part of the reason, not just the shooting with Jared McCain, but also because he could dribble a basketball. And Kyle Lowry's not playing, and you bring in Campaign because he could dribble a basketball and run a team. And you're sitting there at 22 with a player that, like you said, and we didn't talk much about him when I joined you guys because, quite frankly, I just didn't think he would be there. And for him to slide the way that he did, and look, even when Carr and Philon were on the board, I leaned Carr because I thought Carr was the one that I had rated a little bit higher than he did because of his 6'5" frame and the athleticism and all that we talk about. But you have a player here in Philon that can, as you pointed out, run the team. He can get into some scoring spurts as well, where if he has a hot hand, they can trust to put the ball back in his hand and find him to do that. So he can run the floor. You know, he's a decent passer already coming into the league. And as we talked about on our draft special shows these last 2 nights, he's probably the best ball handler, like pure ball handler that you have already on the roster. So talented kid, man. The ball is on a string when it's in his hands. And I can't wait to see what it looks like in summer league, because that's a guards tournament. And he is going, I can't wait to see what he does in that summer league.
Yeah, look, this system where he plays, man. Like, that's the NBA. That's up and down, man. It's pick and roll. It's go, go, go.
Yeah. Yeah, and Nate Oates, he gave a lot of credit to Nate Oates, his head coach at Alabama, for his coach there, his high school coach, the coaches at Alabama in general, for putting him in this type of environment to thrive, to be successful, and playing in a pro style. Just talking to a lot of people, and you see it, that Alabama plays a pro style of offense, and that prepares a play like Philon walking into the NBA. So now coming in where the pressure is not all on him, because you do have Maxey and Edgecombe that are starting, but you are going to lead some of those second units and maybe being on the floor as well with one of those 2 guys in the backcourt and see how that functions. And when you talk about the pick and roll, if he's out there with some minutes with Joel Embiid, you got the right player right there with him to run those pick and rolls, those pick and pops with him as well for the time that he is out there. So he's a really intriguing player, and one that, as you said, thought he would go a little bit higher, especially when Charlotte at 18 and the running guards were already going off. Corey goes to what was it, 16 for Detroit at 21. And I'm thinking, yeah, there's no shot that this kid is going to last if he keeps dropping. I didn't think he would get there, but they pounced, and I think they pounced it the right way.
One of the understated things, too, is he's a good finisher. When you watch the tape on him, he finishes strong, left hand, right hand. And he's got got the floater, which Calipari has said he makes all his kids go into the pros learn to get the floater because that plays. Maxey's got the floater, and he's got that in his arsenal. His finishing I think is better than people think.
Yeah, and his footwork goes along with that finishing, VG, that he talked about, where finishing with both left and right hands, where he can do both. And the floater, you guys know I'm a big fan of the floater and the runner that these guards can use in the league, and how effective. Like, even look at I look at what CJ McCollum still does at this age, but the way that he gets in the paint and that floater, that runner, that teardrop that he drops off in these games, and it's pretty. And also being able to distinguish how he wants to finish with. And I know I've talked to Tyrese Maxey about this a lot, where you find those points on the backboard that works for you because you are smaller and you have to get those higher arcs on the shot or a certain touch on the backboard where you needed to go. But to your point of the spinning, he addressed that. He really did, of putting the right English on the basketball to finish and being able to get in the paint. He can get to the paint. He can get to where he wants to go. Now it's about finishing. Now, he did talk about, of course, that he knows he's going against, again, bigger players, and he has to put some more weight on his frame to be able to finish through contact with these players now in the big leagues. So I agree with you that that's an underrated part of his game. But when you watch, and look, you always see the highlights and they always show the best parts of their games, but you want to see that. But when you watch the footwork that goes along with the touch, with the floater, with that runner, with the finishing at the basket, the spin moves, Kyle talked to him about the one spin move, the game winner against Tennessee, that reminded me of a Penny Hardaway move years ago, where he had it was almost like a half spin and then a 2-foot step back, all in one motion, and it's amazing. But and he talked about how instinctual that was. But those are the things that I think Philadelphia 76er fans are going to love. He's going to bring some excitement. You got that speed now, the transition where you get the ball out of the rim or off a rebound and you push that pace. It's no longer just Maxey and Edgecombe. Now you have this kid that's able to do that. And to your point, finishing in transition, where either make the right decision on the pass or being able to finish against the defense in an odd man situation. So he has a lot of that in his offensive game.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 second and then we'll wrap up, okay? Just give me 1 minute. Gotta take care of some friends. All right. Let's talk about, come on, Dick's Sporting Goods. Summer sports is season's in, it's here, right? The beauty of Dick's Sporting Goods is that it's like every sport season all the time, right? So hoops is always there, right? The baseball stuff's incredible. Now the football stuff's starting to come out. Soccer stuff's there. Like any of the gear that you need for anything you do, whether you got kids that, like I do, they play ball all the time, or whether you're playing softball or doing whatever. You got gloves. Everything you need is right at Dick's Sporting Goods, including all the gear. So you want to rep your squads, it's amazing. All the great sneakers, like the stuff they have, all the athletic wear. It's the one-stop shop for sports. That's why I love it. They talk about the house of sports. That's Dick's Sporting Goods. It's incredible, all right? You can shop anywhere around Philadelphia area, anytime at Dicks.com. Before the next big game, whether you're heading out to the stadium or just in the backyard fields, make your first stop Dick's Sporting Goods, because summer sports start here. All right, Valley Forge is a great destination for a quick getaway. Sometimes you don't want some extravagant vacation. You just need a couple days to reset. You can spend the day exploring Valley Forge National Historical Park. Hit the shops at KOP. Check out live entertainment. Explore some of the hidden gems, the quaint little towns throughout Montgomery County. And with America celebrating 250 this summer, never been a better time to experience the history and the stories that shaped the country. Whether it's a couple's trip, family weekend, sports road trip, just making a chance to unplug for a few days, Montgomery County makes it easy to get away without going far. Plan your trip, book your stay, start your retreat today at valleyforge.org. That's valleyforge.org. All right, back live with our man, Devon. What'd you make of yesterday, Devon, and the failed attempt to try to get it back into the second round?
Yeah, I thought, honestly, I was a little disappointed because I thought they would try, and maybe they did, try to work their way into at least the top, the 30 in general of certain players, even a little bit extended. I know the three of us have talked in the past about Jaden Bradley, who went in the 40s, and he was an interest to me, at least as another defensive guard coming off the bench, a young guy like that, kind of DeAnthony Melton-like type of player. So a little disappointed just because names were there. And then with the Vasar piece was a little confusing as to why he fell all the way to the 50s. Now, maybe he and his agents tried to dictate where he was going. They didn't want to take a specific contract with some of the other teams, and that's why he fell the way that he did. Thought the Sixers, as he continued to fall, maybe that would be an option where they would try to pounce on that and pick him up as another backup big to develop here in Philadelphia. So other than that, outside of like the top, those 10 players, man, that we look at, they're all going back to school. So it was about getting in the 30s to maybe get one of these players, and they did. So a little disappointed, especially when you saw the price it cost, which wasn't a lot for some second round picks to move up a spot or two, or at least buy one, as we talk about them not having. So that's where I was a little disappointed. But now we'll just see where it goes from here with Philon, and then the rest of the offseason getting started next Tuesday.
Yeah, I feel it. How about any of the crazy moves? What stood out to you the most?
Yeah, so last night we started to see the information about LaMelo Ball last night, and after we got done day 2, round 2 for the show, and when Kyle brought it up, we were like, wait a minute. And
wow.
It was the Raptors and the Wolves. And I was like, all right, I can see the Raptors. The Wolves didn't make much sense to me because of the play style with Anthony Edwards, the defense that you have with Jaden McDaniels. And at that point, I thought, I didn't know Naz Reid would be a part of any deal. So seeing Naz Reid now go to Charlotte, I don't know what they're doing. I really don't know what Minnesota is doing. And I think Tim Connelly is a really good general manager, executive. He's put together a nice team, as we know, in Minnesota. I gave him a thumbs up for moving Julius Randle, because I'm not the biggest Julius Randle fan, and move Naz Reid into that starting role. And now he flips and get this. Now, look, they needed a point guard because Mike Conley got older. Dante DiVincenzo is going to be out for a good part of the year because of the Achilles. And they struck out Rob Dillingham a couple of years ago when they drafted him in the top 10. So they don't have a point guard. But I don't know about the LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards partnership until I see what the rest of the roster looks like now. Charlotte, I feel like, did a really good job picking up Naz Reid to go along with Christian Anderson as one of their draft picks, and Steinbach that they selected as well. Then coming back, and we immediately said this, if this was going to happen, Kobe White, who had a really good run there in that short postseason that they had that he signs his extension now, and he's going to be the starting point guard. So I like what Charlotte is doing.
And Knipple's a baller, man.
And Brandon Miller, right? So
right,
you have those two and now you have a defensive identity as well with Diabate there off the bench. You still have
that's a good team, man.
Kalkbrenner
right?
with Steinbach. Yeah. I like their pieces that they have on their roster. They have enough veterans and Grant Williams, and we'll see about Miles Bridges, what his future is with them. They have enough veterans, but a really good mix of young players where they're going to be very competitive in the East.
Yeah, crazy. My brother,
and they're well coached.
What's up with you guys today?
Yeah, we'll be today 3 p.m. So we'll be back at 3 p.m. after 2 long nights for rounds 1 and round 2. So 3 p.m. today. A lot to talk about as we were all at the Philon press conference. So some good stuff. Make sure you guys tune in.
Great
we
job.
Got some good stuff.
We got good stuff, right? Like we got
some good stuff.
Yeah. 3 o'clock. Yeah. Make sure. Good stuff.
Gotta tune in.
Good stuff. All right. Because I don't want to say it. I don't want to.
No, yeah. You know. Yep. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah.
Good stuff,
thank you,
my man. Love you, brother. Be careful driving back.
Love you guys. Thanks.
See you, buddy. Devon Givens. Make sure 3 o'clock. All PHLY Sixers. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
That's why I love Jules. Jules is a great audience.
She's the best.
Because we say stuff stupid. Like, you know, I say a million stupid things a day, and she'll at least give me the laugh courtesy.
That's not a courtesy.
Although, as stupid as the stupid things I've said throughout the day today, nothing is like Alec Boehm's above average baseball player.
That takes the cake for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, what do you got?
I mean, look, you just look it up. I was surprised when I looked up. He ranked second or
something. I'm not going to litigate this.
Surprise.
What do you got? So what was your World Cup day? You have a big World Cup, you and Tooch today?
Yeah, we'll get going early, I think. Both teams are scoring over 2.5 goals in Ecuador, Germany, and Ivory Coast -2.5.
There you go.
If you're traveling, Curacao is gathering at Marconi Plaza at 1 p.m., and they're having an escorted parade down Broad Street, so traffic will be closed.
Awesome.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Curacao, baby.
Yes.
Over at Marconi.
Yeah.
You get some Pops water ice on the way down for the walk. They can stop at Skinny Joey's.
Yeah, do it. Let's do
Perfect.
it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over Fan Fest tonight.
Are you?
Yeah,
You're going to Fan Fest?
yeah.
Oh, I could be persuaded.
Jules,
to
a
go
big
for-
Thursday night, go out.
I
Your
know,
aunt-
I know.
your
It's
aunt
Music
Sweden?
Quizzo or Fan Fest. I'm gonna try to get in for the whole like USA game, but I don't know if I can stay up that late.
Oh, yeah, I can't say that.
Nice.
I'll go for Japan, Sweden, maybe.
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget NHL Draft tomorrow. Jonesy will be on tomorrow morning, early part of the show. And then a little later, the show Legs will join us. So we're gonna. I know we'll have some fun. I'm sure
Cool.
Corey and we got
People
TV
saying we
Todd.
need Todd because rain's on the forecast.
Yeah, Todd is always every Friday. We got all kinds of good stuff tomorrow. So make sure you hang with us. I'm sure we'll crack open beers early. Everybody have a great day. We love you, and we'll see you in the morning.
We all silly like the mayor.